I was actually slightly wrong as 139 and 138. My eyes were still tired. I had still something in my eyes and I didn't see the number right. The 9 and 8 looked very similar in that moment.
And everything
very sorry.
everything over 7 is too much to count anyways.
So true. 139. 139.
139. Cool. Good work. Yeah, welcoming everybody to session 139. We're going to start in our usual fashion in just a moment of getting a little recap. What can I do for you?
While that happens, you should probably, make that bit of wall disappear to my right.
That's a pillar.
Here, That's a pillar. All right, then I'm just okay.
That's built in. That's a feature, man. That's a feature.
All right.
That's how that works. Yeah.
It's as opposed to also.
It's load bearing. The stream. It's load bearing. The stream will crash if we remove it.
You know what? I've just had this thought. I don't know. I could do that.
Also, Ty, I hate to say this, but Duncan apparently does not deserve to be on our line.
Nice.
The problem is that I can't move my hand as far now, so I can't hit you.
So don't want to hit me anyways. Too many spikes.
You talk about that you're doing something, but since I cannot see your cam on Discord, I have to wait for stream to see what you're actually doing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Mr. Time, so you're always on Discord cam,
I apologize.
Good times.
Just forgot.
It wasn't just, not just today, in recent times.
Oh my god. This side's well...
What? That is way worse on Discord.
It's because it's got to come forward, but I'm getting kind of sick of it, honestly. Not of this, but I've got to get a second. This, obviously you can see how wide the thing is, and it's just not enough. But the rail is crazy long, it goes the whole length. I need to get another sheet and then just ram them together. It's on my to-do list, but I wasn't sure how well it would work or how long it would be or whatever. And I'm also going to mount it because it's on rails at the moment; they're in the way. So I'm going to mount it up on the top, and then I can. Anyway, it's all kind of together. But I need to go get an angle grinder from my father first. Anyway, this is all really interesting. Everybody, roll me a D100. Hang on, don't roll it yet.
Well, too late.
Shit.
Well, if you've already rolled it, it doesn't count. So
It's okay. I cannot roll it.
Everybody, go ahead and roll me a D100, please. Nothing happened. All right. Ooh, 71.
No one will ever
53,
know.
39, 98.
98!
Ooh. I stopped being able to keep track because there were too many. 18, 66, and a 100. All right. Close enough. Hey, I still need to do that in the Twitch chat. So if you can roll dice in the Twitch chat, because I think that would be very fitting for what we do. Need to figure out how to do that. If somebody wants to do that, you get 10 points. All right. Jack, heads or tails?
Heads.
Oh baby, that is the tails. Before I bully you into doing the recap, do you want to do the recap?
Sure.
That sounds like a no. Would anybody like to volunteer to do the recap before I... Oh my god. Oh my god.
What is happening?
Thank you very much. Would anybody like to volunteer to do the recap? You just want to see me get drunk and reveal all the secrets, don't you? That's what you want.
Anyone volunteering?
Always.
I thought I don't hear anyone stepping up to play.
Okay, wow.
Oh my god.
Jack, at this point, it's your decision. You can let Mel do it, or you can do it, but it's your choice. So you choose.
Mel probably needs it because we are in Stoneblood, and it's a Durgar town, so he probably needs it.
I don't see quite the connection there, but sure.
I mean, it's Durgar town.
Okay, me doing the recap will help you with that in one point.
Well, you get the inspo at the end.
Sure.
'Cause I already
guess.
have an
You know,
inspiration.
true. Yeah, well, then you could have just done it and then give it to me.
Yeah, but that means you did nothing for it.
Okay.
Now you have fulfillment.
All right.
Do the recap, little German boy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Take it away, Mel.
so last session we sort of left mid conversation with what we assume was Captain Drakkar. Is his title Captain? I only wrote down Drakkar for that moment. I can't remember if he was a captain. He was a very high-ranking person. He hasn't also didn't introduce this or drop his name, so we just kind of assumed it was Drakkar. I still think it was him, but who knows, really? Well, and yeah, we were still sort of in talks with him. He asked us a bunch of like very sort of big questions. It was a very intimidating and stressful conversation, but we sort of got through it, even with Duncan's mind-reading shenanigans sort of in the middle of it. Yeah, I had this fun. We also informed him about this Wisp person that sort of Nercourts harassed and threatened us. As soon as we sort of like shortly after we arrived here. But yeah, he leaves us with like some guards, with a couple guards to escort us around, and we sort of begin to leave outside, sort of still in the administration building as we sort of head out. Dermok, the guy who interviewed / interrogated us, just a bit earlier, prior to the conversation with Drakkar, quickly walks up to us, gives us his licenses, which are now all full licenses, which is fucking great. And then he gives us a couple of directions as well. For example, there's like the Iron Crucible, which is a tavern, and there's Tismul's bakery, which is where he said like there's really good jam, which is sort of nearby. We then head out. But quickly asked also, hey, that was a very good moment. We asked like, hey, what time is it? Like day and stuff. And he sort of tells us, and we figured out from that it is 2 hours before we headed into the Feywild, which is a terrifying thought. Which meant sort of that we were out there, at the place still. I think potentially. I feel like we were actually potentially asleep still, like during a rest at that moment, because then like. We would in like an hour or so after that, or 1.5 hours, we would be waking up, do all our preparations, and then head into the Feywild, I think. So, crazy thought. But yeah, we head out. We were sort of thinking already what we would do. Who fucking knows? But like on the way out, we met Holmond, who was there now with his 2 freshly bought slaves, and we were like hey, what's up? And we brought him up to speed, and basically try not to reveal too much what he is like and what he is planning. But apparently. Holman is sort of on his own little mission of sort of just buying / freeing a bunch of slaves right now, and getting a bunch of information from them. So we give him a little bit more money, and then he goes on his merry way. But not before in a very useful way. Briarheart, I think, gives him a tooth. Was it a tooth?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of gross, but apparently that allows her to sort of telepathically communicate with him, or him to her. I'm not actually quite sure how that magic works, but allows him to communicate in one way or another. And he leaves. We then decide, okay, what do we do next? We go like towards the tavern, but on the tavern way is the bakery, Bitter Briar Bakery, which is where this jam is made by this Tismil fellow. We enter. We have a little bit of conversation with him. We buy some Bloodthorn jam, which is the good one. We buy a bunch of it. Turns out this guy is so sort of what do you say? Kind of like high clientele and high sort of production value that he doesn't just have things on display. He just produces things on order because they are so wanted, I guess, and in more higher quantities. So we bought what we could, and then we actually for the next day we bought around 20 jars worth apparently. Yeah, I didn't remember that, but I guess we did that. And then we I think we asked also for something for the next day, like a couple loaves of bread and stuff, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
It's something we should be getting tomorrow, as early as we could. We should show up there and get that stuff. But yeah, we basically then we were like, all right, that's good. Let's head to the tavern. But then Amos was like, oh, but there's a shop nearby, the Stone Scribe. We should get some supplies. And then we were all right, sure, it's close by. We headed over there to the Stone Scribe. We buy a lot of supplies there, and it seems like Amos made a comrade. He got some respect. I'm not gonna say friend. I feel like that's a bit too much, but he earned some respect with the shopkeeper there. Confirming sort of like the sort of nerd book bond they share with a firm handshake, and the nods as you do. And that's kind of where we ended. I'm not sure if we already left the Stone Scribe or if we were about to, but yeah. I think our plan was to now, as quick as possible, hopefully head to the Iron Crucible, so you get some rooms and arm ourselves, because most of us are still not really, armed or armored. Still haven't done that yet.
I have a sneaking suspicion that wasn't necessarily the plan, but I could be wrong.
What?
It was a big point reason.
It was pointed out we need to, but no, was it?
We also have some guards following us, so it might be nice to get some privacy.
Yeah, no. Our next goal after the Stone Scribe was to go to the Iron Crucible. And then after the Iron Crucible, we go from there and see if we go to the other magic shops or anything, because the other magic shops are a lot further away. This is the problem.
I see, I understand. I thought the plan was to hit the magic shops first, but basically you guys want to go get changed and freshen up before you hit the magic shops.
Yeah, exactly. The thing with the Stone Scribe was just down the road from the Bitter Briar Bakery, and Amos was like, oh, but it's right there, guys. He was crying and begging. It was
Jesus Christ.
It was ugly. It was ugly.
Nibbling.
Is Duncan still not on the...
On the what?
Yeah, you still don't see him on the Twitch lineup.
He's stealth right now. You rolled a stealth check.
Oh,
I see.
yeah. That's a good point, thank you. Let me
hidden.
you 2 seconds.
One thing I want to add to
this-
that recap real quick is we also learned after our whole ordeal and getting our licenses, we asked about that one person they asked twice about, and we learned that they were like an enemy of the state, and that there's a very fat bounty out on them.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
They're sort of like a rebel leader. They claim to have the right of the throne and all that.
Yeah. Learned about that one. And we also bought a map of Stoneblood at the shop. I did.
Okay, so for some reason, yeah.
All right. Why the left side?
Like,
All right, let's get into it, guys. Also, thank you for everybody that's contributed. We are going to have a lore stream next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday on the 26th. It will be a drunken lore stream. So if you want to learn lots of stuff that I shouldn't be telling you about Dust and Blood, then turn up to that. Because that's the best way that you can get secrets out of me.
Oh, nice.
He's drunk.
Thank you to everyone that contributed. If we hit the next goal, we get even more goodies, but I'll let you know what those are later. But thank you. Does anybody want to add anything to the recap that Mel just gave very beautifully?
Yeah, just one thing. I think while Amos was obviously crying, looking for the next magic shop, as Mel pointed out, just want to say that Monrock was also crying. He was on his knees and begging, "Please, to the tavern, please, the crucible. I need it." Just that's it. That's it.
All right. Sorry for me caring that you guys didn't are like properly prepared for whatever comes ahead.
I am preparing.
I'm like sort of generously caring for everyone. You like sort of selfishly. I need my ink.
Yeah,
it was like snot was there. It was a real ugly crying too. It was pathetic.
Wow.
Thank you for whoever got us to level 12. That's very kind of you. Renexia wants to add something. Okay, very good. All right, everybody.
I don't know what that meme is, by the way.
Rob Pot indeed.
Rob. Yes.
Rob Pot indeed. So true.
You want lore just around the emotes at this point?
6, 7, 8. Renexia adds, looks like 8 potato heads to the recap. So there you go.
Maybe we should get started, because otherwise
Rob,
we'll be here all day.
yeah. Oh. All right, let's get started. So I believe, we're using Fennon at the moment as a party marker.
Yay!
Just so you guys know. You are still in this moment being followed. This music is far too cheerful for it to be a Durgar settlement. Let's get this a little darker, baby.
Need something industrial.
Yeah, I don't think
industrial.
they really have industrial. Actually, this might work. Let me know what you think of that.
So far so good.
That's not too shabby, is it? It's not too shabby. Alright. We start off outside of the Stony Scribe. You still have 2 of these heavily iron-clad Duragar, completely emotionless, as all you can see is the helmet hiding everything that is underneath. They are keeping close to you. There are 2 of them, and whilst you could technically just run and scatter, it has been made clear that the consequences of such are probably not something that you want. I believe at this point we have one very satisfied cardinal who has stocked up on thousands and thousands of gold worth of parchment.
Satisfied, somewhat.
Somewhat. For now.
Yes. Yes.
And I believe... Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I've been struggling the last few days. And I believe that your plan is to head, according to you all, to the Iron Crucible.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Your trip...
Go back up the road we just got down. Yeah.
Venom moves so fast.
I'll take the time while we're walking to look at the map of Stormblood, see if anything stands out.
Also,
Sure.
fun fact, if anyone forgot about it, but this middle road here is actually the Silver Vein.
Yes, it is.
Indeed.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
According to the map, we are currently on the Silver Vein Road.
Well, isn't that quite nifty?
Indeed it is. Look over there! More sights to behold of Durgar architecture. It's grey.
And a square.
And square.
You know, it's probably like this map's actually very accurate. I assume. You know, all these buildings look exactly like this. They're all gray and square shaped.
Yeah.
If someone even
Of different
so much-
sizes.
If someone so much as even dares to go one gray color gradient beyond, you know, their house just gets torn down.
I think I explained this before. So the map is not accurate. The coloration, I guess, could be, but it is not accurate because there is a lot of verticality to the city, with it being underground and built into the cavern. So it's a nice representation, but it's not completely accurate. But yeah, in terms of the color, you're probably pretty spot on. It's just great. Nice.
So in theory, we could be walking uphill for a few miles. Jeez.
Not just that, but there's sort of staircases leading you to different bits. There's rifts and bridges all over the place where the ground just sort of falls away into like canyons and things. Yeah.
The staircases are built though with the Durgar gate, so people of like 6 foot and more have some real issues with some of these steps. It's like that awkwardness, you know, when steps are too short.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You hear like the bump of Briarheart's like antlers as they bump against the ceiling sometimes.
In a couple of places. I mean, that won't be an issue where you are, in all honesty. Once you get into the back roads of Stoneblood, that is a possibility. But on the Silver Vein, it's huge because it's, this is the main road you're on. This is the widest, richest road in the place. So all of the shops that you're encountering, all that you're seeing, are built for people of all sizes, basically, all along here. So you're certainly not going to run into any issues like that whilst you're on the Silver Vein. Once you get into the back streets, into the nitty-gritty of Stoneblood, then yeah, maybe at that point you would start having an issue. But there's not many people that aren't Duragar that go to those parts, either because they're not allowed, which is not an issue for you because you have a license, or just because they're sensible and they don't want to get Duragar mugged, which is probably one of the worst types of muggings, honestly.
It's the kind where you also get enslaved at the end.
In theory, yeah, it's a strong possibility. Yeah. It's up there with a 3D mugging for sure. Not as hot.
Literally.
Yeah. All right. You continue walking along. Everybody go ahead and roll me a perception roll, and Harkin, can I also get either an investigation or the other one that's in my head, please? Survival.
I was about to say, I cannot look inside of your head.
In my mind, I'm like, I know the name of this.
The first thing, perception, the yours to survive.
Oh man, so I must not be I must still being a bit groggy from sleep. Ty, did you give me an inspiration already? Did you do like the button or something?
Nope.
Oh, then I already had one apparently. I didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah. Who doesn't have one?
This man's over here hustling.
Who doesn't have one? Anyone?
I don't.
Anyone?
Let me check.
Duncan does not. Mox does not. Amos does not.
There's no bias or anything, but Duncan just said it the fastest, so like he can have it.
And I'm most likely to screw up, though.
I just imagine Jack having to read Ty's mind. He's like, "There's a lot less cheese in here than I thought."
That's not true.
Then he
That's the reason why I can't read it, because he's thinking of cheese and there's no cheese button on my sheet. It's honestly,
point out though
oversight from you. I demanded cheese proficiency. If you had everyone
cheese proficiency. That's not how you use a cheese knife.
I want to point out one thing for Duncan, though, that yes, while he has a high chance of fucking up and might need an inspiration, I feel like having the inspiration sort of enables you to do more risky things potentially. So you can still have it. I just want to say
think you need to nudge, honestly.
Yeah, just like I feel like that, like gives them more brave, makes them braver. It's like, oh wow, I was
It does.
to really fuck up.
It's like I just think like, how else can I fuck up? I have an inspiration. It's fine.
That's not the cardinal.
Who the fuck is this pasty fella?
What happened to him?
That's an NPC. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You just put down the wrong cardinal.
Hello,
I
Cardinal.
don't know, he does
I'm the
look like
Cardinal.
someone I should worry about because he looks emaciated.
He's just another NPC, also called the Cardinal.
Cardinal really misses the sun. Apparently, that's like just.
Whoa! I don't have one that I know of. I'm not saying it's not a chance, just I don't know of them.
No, the sun is in the big golden orb in the sky.
Yeah.
Like above the Underdark.
I don't have one of those either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, correct. I do not have one. All right. Beautiful. Either way,
That's a good picture.
you are walking. Let me see what the survival check was. All right, cool. So with the perception checks, Marks, this is more of a reminder than anything. You do kind of know this already, but as a fresh reminder, you are still being followed. Not just by
Yeah, I forgot about that.
by the two guards, but you are being followed by somebody else as well. They are keeping their distance. You're not sure if the guards are aware of them or not. There's nothing that would indicate that they are. But they are keeping far, far back at this point, and they wear no colors. There's no identifying marks that would suggest that they're with anybody in particular.
I did skip over that in a recap. I apologize.
That's all right. I just wanted to make sure you were
Bring it
all
back.
aware.
Yes, I do. I do remember speaking to Harkin about it, but I believe we decided on not acting and not taking an action upon it.
Yeah, we were just gonna wait to see, mostly because we also had these two other guards around us, so anything, even if we try and turn towards them, there's no way we're gonna catch up.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a couple of things that you find of interest on the map that you have there, Harkin. There's a few interesting, normal points of the city, which you're pretty sure, tie into the infrastructure of the city. So things like the foundry, right? The Red Anvil Foundry, which is sort of the industrial heart that is pretty central in the city. There's the Obsidian Bastion, which is essentially the large barracks of Deep Iron. There's a couple of other interesting things, though, that aren't as official. There's the Bloodforged Pit, which is a sort of gladiatorial arena.
Hell yeah.
There's also something called the Temple of the Forsaken Flame, which you are not sure what that is. And there's also a bunch of markings on your map that you cannot decipher. Just weird marks. It almost looks like artwork, but it seems too intentional and too obvious to actually be artwork.
Out of Haken remembers the days when he used to look at old maps of Roran, this continent, where people would sketch the sea monsters in the bottom corners and stuff of like the oceans and such.
It is very much along those lines, yeah.
He looks up towards Terran Manaroff and says, Terran, what is what do you call it, Ty? The of the sacred flame?
Temple of the Forsaken Flame, yeah.
What is the Temple of the Forsaken Flame?
Do I remember what the Temple of the Forsaken Flame is?
You can roll me a history because this is actually specifically for Stoneblood, so it's not guaranteed you know this.
Yeah, it doesn't sound super familiar. Off the top of my head. History. I was actually there when it was made.
Guys. Fuck.
I hope this is a good omen.
This is your only net 20 for today.
There is only really one dwarven god. You know this. there is a tradition occasionally among Duragagot, Ladiga, which is not who this temple is for. Whilst Ladiga is still revered here and very much in Stoneblood in general, this is a slightly different temple. It is in one of the deepest parts of Stoneblood, and you've only heard of it. You've obviously never been there yourself. But this is effectively a temple to gods that no longer exist. It's quite a cruel, it's quite a harsh temple. It is essentially a temple to suffering and to death in a way, to endurance, to tyranny. The idea behind it is a temple to fallen gods as almost a reminder that even gods can die. It is meant to be a symbol that you really are nothing. And to just keep doing your job, put your head down, and be thankful that you get anything.
I see.
Motivational. Wow.
Well, I'll explain it as such. I would be surprised to find a Ladiga temple in the first place, to be honest, or anything grand, to be honest, because as far as I remember, it's not really... Temples for Ladiga are not really too much of a thing, usually.
Yeah, they really aren't. You're just expected to, obviously, worship of your own accord, effectively. Like, you don't have to go to church or whatever. Even this temple, it's what they call a temple, but it's very different to what you would find from most places. It's not really somewhere people go unless there's a very specific reason for it, you know?
Yes.
Well, that is a... Downer.
Can you show me the map as well, sort of, while you ask that?
Yeah, we'll show it.
Do I know what those weird marks is he doesn't recognize?
You take a look over it for a moment, but you have no idea either. It really does just kind of look decorative, almost.
Yes.
It's a strangely overly decorative map, honestly. But otherwise, very useful.
Are they
Maybe
like?
it's not
I'm
like
just
someone
trying
else.
to.
Well, from
I'm
someone else.
trying to imagine right now. What do these marks look like? Like, what do you say? Like, they're like.
They're almost like ruins, but they are. They're almost like ruins in the design of the markings, but they are far more. Like, it's like a dwarven face or something, right? But like in the very rigid, boxy style of a rune, or like it's a blade or a helmet or things like this. But they don't seem to be like marking specific places.
I see.
You know, because you could easily be like, oh, there's a sword. Maybe that's for like a smith or something. But it doesn't make sense in the location it is with that in mind.
All right.
Well, your people certainly have a way of handling, I guess, their position in the world. Temple of the Forsaken Flame. I guess they can add a whole lot of more names to that one as of late.
I guess so.
Wonder if they have room for them.
What?
Well, I wonder if they have room for all the names that all need to be added.
I don't think the names are written in any sort of grand manner, so I would think they would not take up much space.
And given the architectural wonder that they've already procrastinated about doing down here, I don't really think it's much of an issue for them to carve more names in the wall. Though I do wonder what kind of job that is and for who. Art. It's just art, is what I was saying.
Just imagine. I just imagine like a guy sitting in temple, occasionally sort of like casting commune to try and commune with a random god, checking like, "Are you dead yet? Are you still alive? All right. Are you dead yet?" And like, oh, no communication back. Dead. Right on the wall.
Like, hello, Hello, I'm here to talk to you about your god's extended warranty.
Well, I don't know what those marks are either, I guess, then. Well.
Odd map. Maybe someone else will know. Anyway, let's go see about our accommodation. Along those lines.
All right. You continue making your way through the streets. Obviously, you're walking this whole time anyway. You finally reach the inn. What you find here is a very practical, very sturdy stone building. There is no warmth coming from inside. You see a little bit of flickering light from the small square windows that have bars over the outside of them. There is no chatter that you would usually expect from a tavern. There is no sounds of merriment whispering from inside of this place. It is just an eerie silence. There is more noise coming from outside, from the passing trade and the sound of rickety wheels on the cobblestones of the Silver Vein. Inside feels almost lifeless.
Are they still in business?
Do we see any people?
As you push the doors open and make your way inside, there are people in here, sat, even a few Duragard sat drinking from mugs. There's a pungent smell of stale ale and almost the sort of sharp tang of a very hearty whiskey that greets you as you push the door open. And as you do so, you sort of look around. The few even Duragard that are in here drinking by themselves are not saying anything, just sat. Even the ones in groups just sat drinking alone. If you give me 2 moments, I'm going to pull you to a different map.
Yes, I would figure you would say something like that.
Probably on break. I assume there's also like a... Oh, wait, you said... Put a map. Well, there we go. Look at that. Look at these wonderful square tables. This square building. Made out of squares.
There are some round tables
for once in his life,
scare you.
For once in his life, Manoroff feels like just comfortable, you know? Just like, I'm home. At least some part.
The four-sided shape is clearly the most superior one. I guess this is there like a... So look like front desk, or is this just a bar?
I mean, probably both, yes.
Okay. I don't know if like I just don't see around the corner in the front desk, you know.
No. There's nothing.
Oh. Can I ask a question as well? Do I see any rebels that I can report in the tavern?
Right there, that one.
That one.
Roll insight.
Insight. Here we go.
Never roll insight. There's nothing you really, really
I don't know any.
There's really nothing you can gain here, I don't think. But
that's even better. You can say they were full of rebels here.
There's nobody wearing any like badges or
I'm
or
a
anything
rebel.
like that. Yeah. You're not being tested, you know.
Sorry.
As far as you're aware.
Question, Ty. Do the guards just now wait outside, or do they follow us inside?
No, they'll come inside. Yeah, of course.
All right.
That's a big building. They can do that. So that's not like they take up too much space or anything. Oh wow, this goes like up. Let's see.
Jesus.
Also,
those are squares too. They're not circles.
In the ceilings, are the in the buildings, are the ceilings lowered, like for people who are not that tall? Do we have to like bend or something?
No, you don't. Again, like that's something you might experience once you're off of the Silver Vein, but at least here they are kitted out for all races. Yeah, maybe later.
Yeah, we're on the Silver Road after all. It's like the road outside there. That's the Silver Road.
This is the tourist part of town.
Yeah.
Effectively, yes, that's correct.
It would be inefficient to not at least accommodate them as well. Other people in this case.
Yeah, but they would actually
try to make any sort of commerce.
You would make them bow all the time. Like.
Yeah, we can do that at any point. We don't. We don't need it that bad.
Just saying would be interesting.
Oh, there they are. There are the guards.
You see one of them stands at the doorway watching you closely whilst the other one goes to investigate the building in more general terms to look for any sort of back doors or anything like that.
Well, you can't argue them over their efficiency.
Before returning, you make your way up to the desk where a very surly-looking Durga just watches you closely. As you approach, you expect him to sort of greet you, or some of you may expect you to greet you in some fashion. But he just keeps staring at you, more specifically at Manaroth, as he, after giving the rest of you a quick look over, no longer looks in your direction.
And Manaroth is still covered in flowers, so I guess he's the most flowery of us all.
He doesn't approve of Manaroth, but he is at least a Durga.
Yeah, I have to live with that fact.
With the fact you're a Durga? Yeah.
And covered in flowers. No, I just get to the counter. I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And just ask, are there any rooms available?
There are. How many do you need?
How many beds are there to a room?
Depends on the room. This he looks at you for a moment. All of you, 6.
Yes. I don't know if I might caught the odd sound.
After the question's asked, if that's all right, if Holmond, or I think it's like I forgot what the name is. I forgot what the name he's choosing is for this place. I sent him a message like, do you need a room to stay in? Like in his head, if he still has the tooth on him, and is within 10 miles of me.
You'll get a hang on, let me think about this for a second. You will get a message back fairly, like almost immediately actually, that just says, good, I mean, slit his throat. Who's this? Hello?
Briarheart here. I'm glad you still have. Wait, is this the person I originally gave this tooth to?
Maybe someone else?
Well, this is me, Ashblade.
Ashblade, correct. All right.
Thank you.
Do you need a place to stay?
Do you have a place in the town for me to stay?
We're currently at an inn.
Oh, yeah. Get me a room too, and I need 3 other beds as well.
I'll let her wait. I'll let Taryn know.
Who? Oh no, yeah, gotcha. All right. Where is it?
It is. Shit, I'm out of character. I'm trying to
up the Silver Vein Road, Iron Crucible. That's what it's called.
The Iron Crucible. It's on the Silver Vein.
I don't know it, but I'll be able to find it, no doubt. All right. Well,
they sell maps.
At the inn, but I gotta find it first, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we bought a map from a place called Stone Scribe.
Alright, where's that?
Off the Silver Vein.
Oh god, okay, well, look, maybe I'll just ask one of the slaves. I'll talk to you in a bit, alright?
Right, bye. And then she stops like the connection and kind of like leans over towards Terrence. Our friend Ashblade is gonna need some beds too.
Very well. One extra room then as well. You might get some guests later.
How many nights?
One for them as well. Oh, that's a good question. God, let me out of character real quick if I can think.
I do go out of character for a moment.
It's both. That's also for in character and out of character. It's like, God damn it.
There's many typos right now. Does it?
It's like, whoop.
Do you want?
I would see mode engaged
for a week or two.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes, I feel we're gonna be spending quite some time in this.
I guess we should just in case, right?
Yeah.
What are
probably
Duncan just parkouring all over the place?
I'm sorry. I'm just moving my token. Ignore me.
It has been 2 or so weeks. You know, we haven't been here in a while, so he's just enjoying himself.
Making the most of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
It's the one moment of his time where he doesn't have to take care of the kid for at least a while.
Yep. Flavor's token. Well, right now I think I guess 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
Freeze the max.
Real quick. I'll do a quick glance. Is there any sort of sign of prices of how expensive these rooms are?
No.
Oh
Absolutely
no.
Not. You see him lean
surely
down onto the bar, and you see him like pull out a pencil and is scribbling away on a piece of paper.
Let's make it 2 weeks, just in case. This for some reason takes so long. All right, 2 weeks.
You may as well pay for 3. There will be an extra charge otherwise.
Very well, 3 weeks then.
I'll give you a discount for an extended stay. All in, that'll be 210 gold. That is for our finest room.
So think to myself for a moment. Very well. It's not just me staying. And then so that's just then one room. Is that what he's saying?
For the finest room, yes. It's more of a suite, if you will.
And that has how many beds? Yeah. Oh, he's going to a second round.
Jesus.
I think it's his place.
5?
He's running out of figure.
30?
It's like 16 rooms. I don't know. I lost count and started again. It's like 16 beds in there.
That will be enough then.
All right.
Jesus, even out all the slaves.
I need the payment up front.
Can we also have one other room with just one bed?
Wow.
That sounds incredibly inefficient.
It
Why?
is, but we might want to have a place to be private for a little while, like talk, without everybody being...
Perhaps one of the amenities is a more private room.
We have access.
Call it 1,000 gold. I'll give you 2 rooms.
Sigh. As I lose all my money for whatever Duncan has in his head. Again, as I always do, because for some reason I trust this man.
Our rooms
Very
are
well.
the highest of quality you'll find. You'll want them.
Yeah. There you go. I'll sort of reluctantly agree with Duncan. And I can hand them around 1,000 gold.
I'll give you 500.
Starts counting the gold out, making sure it's all there, down to the very last piece.
This is probably one of those awkward moments where this guy realizes that we have coins from all across the place, because this is 20 gold, I'm also pretty sure, right?
Why does it have a snake on it?
Well, some are ancient, others are from other races that ran in here, or ran in there and got killed with gold on them.
It's like minted with Medusa.
He actually.
There's text on it you can't read.
Yeah, he got 1,000 gold. He's very happy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, quotes.
But long as each is the value of one gold piece.
Satisfied, we call it.
That does not include food. Alright. He pulls out 2 iron keys, and we'll point you down the end of the building. Right down there. It's the door on the right at the end, third door, and the one next to that to the left. That's the one.
I unlock it with my key. There we go.
God.
Did you add like a couple beds just real quick, or were these already here like this?
No, they were already there.
Okay.
Oh my!
Are these just sleeping bags?
They are. There is actually like a mattress. I mean, none of them are in good state, but they are.
I assume
thin mattresses.
You couldn't change it, but I assume they're like a little bit more ordered, right?
Yeah,
they're not just like so randomly placed on the floor. They're more ordered a little bit at least.
These are already. These are already on the map, so I can't move them around. But yeah, I mean, you can line them up and whatever. Yeah.
I hope so, because we're not like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We were short to the bed.
Are any of them bunk beds?
Scammer! I'm gonna fucking kill him! He promised me more beds!
Bunk beds are very efficient.
No.
pull that bed off the table.
Sorry.
Gold, motherfucker!
Yeah, this is worth 1,000 gold.
Jesus.
We're paying basically full of space as well, right?
Yeah.
Like this is a pretty spacious room, all things considered. Compared to some other hits.
Where's the second room?
Well, he said to the left of this, right? So I'm gonna just. So here, this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one he wanted.
Oh, that's a little bit nicer.
Well, I know where I'm sleeping.
I already called him.
Everyone's gonna curl up in here together, are they? Okay.
No, I'm not me. I don't need that.
Honestly, though,
I reach down and feel the furs.
Duncan, I don't know why you insisted on this, because the cardinal can just use its magic if it's
not today. That's
once a day.
I'm talking to him and technically.
Hey, sorry.
He can use its magic. It's really necessary for us to have something more private. Not today, sure.
Well, in case we get attacked, we can.
Oh, you want to sleep in here while we get viciously murdered in there? I see how it is.
Is this actually a fireplace?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt your guys' talk. Is the fireplace open in the middle?
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess this is about as good as it's going to get for the accommodations. I honestly don't know why I expected something with some chairs and benches.
What I can imagine is they're not on the floor either. They're sort of slightly elevated on sort of like a stone, platform, and then on top of them they're sort of in rows, kind of like barracks style.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Ty couldn't really move these things around, so that's just how.
No, I think that's
they're a little bit more ordered, I guess. Slightly elevated.
There is another door there that you do see, Manny, but that one is locked.
Yeah. Is it obvious to whether it potentially could lead? That does seem a bit odd. Maybe
no, but there
it's
was
a
a
kitchen
door
somewhere, I don't
on the
know.
outside that would presumably
Yeah, I
lead
saw
into
that.
the room as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, here. Maybe this is just one big room. Maybe this is like the kitchen or some shit. Who knows?
Maybe that's the room hiding the 15 Durgar assassins.
Why are we split up? I mean, like,
I don't know,
come
because
over in the other room. Stop being alone in here.
Yeah, well, they're not alone in here. Brightheart is like running her fingers like through the furs on the bed, ish area.
What are those
Kinds
furs?
of
If
yeah.
those are real.
Yeah, they do seem to be real furs. They are all from what roll me in nature. Pretty low check. I want to see how Hey, nice. Cave bears.
Cool.
How soft is it?
Honestly, not hugely soft. Like it is. It's the nicest bed for sure. But definitely more attention could have been paid to the tanning process of the hides and treatment of the furs to make them a lot softer. But it doesn't seem like that was the concern whilst it was being done. To put that in Durgar terms, it fucking works, all right? Accept it. Alright. You're all still split up at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know why he has the backpack with all the equipment in it, so I'm gonna ask for my equipment from Taryn and
yeah, I was kind of I told the others to fucking get over here.
Well, I guess we should probably go attend to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna close the door to my room, just in case.
There you go.
I paid for half of it, so yeah, my room.
Yeah, you can have the keys to hand them the keys for that room.
Alright. Duncan's door is now locked as you all gather up in the suite.
Anyway.
And then we get up.
Yeah,
I hand them all the stuff back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it takes a bit of time. If anybody wants to, they can take a short rest at this point, as you are inside the tavern and gearing up for a while.
Do we get anything back?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think I have anything short rest started. I get back. I didn't use anything.
So,
I guess I might as well get the 2 HP back that I'm missing.
So just as a thing that how I want to go about this, I was thinking, aside from the magic shops that, of course, a bunch of us want to visit.
One moment. Could anyone quickly check again for any sort of listening devices like in the library?
Good point. If you'd be so kind, Cardinal.
This room might be surveilled, for what we know.
Okay, well.
Oh.
Here you go.
Just me? Yes, I am looking around.
Cardinal, what are you doing to make this happen?
Detect magic.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me a d20, please. Perfect. As you cast
detect magic,
there is nothing outside of the ordinary. You pick up everything from the party, of course. But that is everything.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Maybe then also skedaddle over in this corner so we're a bit away from the door.
Manny,
might as well use the space.
Just before we get to that point, you rolled an 18 perception just as you're a little bit on edge in a potentially hostile city. Some things have gone wrong already off the bat.
Lots of unknowns, yeah.
Yeah.
As well.
There's a moment of you hear a bizarre noise as you are sorting out equipment. You've got your bag on the ground, handing stuff out. You hear like a scratching sound coming from a pouch, and it sounds like something's moving around, but you can't find anything as you do.
one of my scratching in one of my.
It's like something is
haversack
moving
pouches.
inside of one of your bags.
And as I go to check, there's nothing there.
Correct.
What the fuck?
What's wrong?
I thought there was something moving. One of the pouches of the haversack. It isn't.
Crush each pouch.
Oh,
See if
I'm
something
so
comes up.
I'm so fucking silly. Let me hang on. Nobody say anything. Pause.
T-pose! I'm T-posing. I don't have my cam on, but I am T-posing.
Okay.
I trust you.
I don't have a cam on because you would take a screenshot of me right now, so
I definitely
would be too
would. I
embarrassing.
definitely wouldn't.
Come on.
Don't
It's
do it.
perfect for
Somebody else do it.
Brazil malnourished episode.
All right.
I'm gonna say I'm proposing, but I'm obviously lying.
I lied to you, Cardinal Amos. You do detect something.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
You do detect something. There is a faint magical aura. It is being blocked, but not by enough to actually stop you from sensing it. In one of Manny's pouches, you are getting something that is not one of his usual magic items. Like the things you know to exclude from the search, it is not one of those.
I will point to the little pouch. There is something in there.
Correlates with the place that you could feel momentarily something moving.
It's still there.
It is.
Can I cast see invisibility at some point during this discussion?
Yeah, please go ahead. Roll me a d20.
I'm reaching for retribution to get my whacking hammer ready.
Perfect.
Oh,
Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Of course, Duncan.
We're gonna blow up the inn.
It's minor. Roll me a d100, please.
It would be funny if
Elimination.
you could like plane shift the entire fucking inn.
That
You
would
say
be
We look
funny.
outside and it's a plane of fire.
Can I choose whenever I do searches like this? Can you give me a list and I'll choose the most ridiculous stuff on
Do
there?
not enable him.
Don't do that.
Maybe as a feat later. Who knows?
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Oh, interesting. You see something. You see a glimpse as you look down towards this. You see a wolf. It seems to be sat. It's almost like a crimson red, like the color of a fox, but it's definitely a wolf instead.
It's the fucking statue that I got.
And you can see it like leading you somewhere. It's just a quick glimpse you get as you look to Manny. And Manny, as you pull out the small wolf statue,
I remember that.
Cardinal, it is glowing with enchantment magic.
I will.
This is what the little girl gave to me.
Well, it's glowing with enchantment magic, so that's what I sensed.
I know random little girls in the street give you enchanted items.
Well, before I do
That's not
anything accidental with it, could you identify it as well?
I could. I'll have to hold it.
Or accidentally, the statue goes like, "I'm gonna blow up," and just like,
I will identify the statue.
Its ears lock back and it goes for a scream, just blows up.
I assume. Well, he's doing. I assume you're doing this like via ritual, right? So yeah, everyone is like equipping themselves and doing this short rest we're doing.
Putting armor on. More armor on.
Was that for identify?
It was, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Make sure you cast it as well to use the whatever you're doing as a ritual, right?
I am, yes. I don't
Right.
cast nothing.
Totally fine. All right. The time passes as you cast the ritual. The rest of you are still finishing your short rest. I'm going to say for the... well, it's happening sort of towards the start, but you have enough time to get your stuff ready. It's hopefully not going to make much of a difference. As you finally finish casting, there's a burst of flame as the light from the room, as the light from the fireplace flickers and changes into this like eerie, different colored flame. And instead of being the usual, sort of orangey color, it switches to a burning purple. And the first thing you hear is...
I think purple is new.
First thing you hear is, give me some room. Move. As he steps,
to collect again.
Pulling himself out. Oh. Well, good to see you all.
And Joe, greetings.
Still scrolling away as ever. What do you need?
And when she says hello, it is an infernal.
Ah, hello. Nice to see you all again, I guess.
Yeah, this is exactly the reason why private rooms were a good idea, Joe.
Well, I called you here for this, actually, and I'll show him the little statue. Can you tell me what it is?
Quite mundane, honestly. Usually you give me more interesting things. That is a figurine of wondrous power.
Wondrous.
Ooh.
It is the Red Wolf figurine of wondrous power. You know what these are?
I've heard of them. There's a goat one, I think, somewhere.
There is a bunch.
It's those!
Bronze griffin and ebony fly, golden lions, ivory goats. There are a plethora of them. The list goes on and on. This is the Red Wolf. It is a little more uncommon, though it's... What it actually does is not all that extreme in power. It is effectively a small wolf that, when activated, it will act as a messenger.
Wonderful. That's the gist of what it does. Nothing more.
Does nothing else. You must be attuned to it.
Damn it!
For it to work.
Fuck!
You were given this.
Yes.
And somebody is no doubt waiting to send you a message.
A message. Or receive a message.
If they are attuned to it, they can activate it to talk to you.
Oh. Is this what... Ty, I think you said like it's moving already. Is this what is happening right now?
It doesn't seem to be trying to deliver you any sort of message at the moment. But presumably it is capable of moving.
Well, that makes more sense then. Why you were given it. Well, I think that's everything for now. Thank you for showing up once again. Here's your payment.
Much appreciated. Well, if you have no other questions, I will depart.
Not at the moment, so...
Enjoy your dog.
Enjoy your day.
Why was he actually that big?
Yeah, is it me or has he always been that big?
He's always been that size.
His default size is large, but sometimes he does appear small for reasons.
Yeah, no, I've seen him on Saturday at medium size, for example.
Yeah. No, his default is large, though. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that message comes from some devious element within the city. And they probably slipped it to you once they realized that you were being guarded. Honestly, it might need to do with the figure that has been trailing us ever since we started walking out of the admin building.
Yes, my guess is that wisp person, whatever her name was.
Maybe her.
Do you think they followed us in here? in the tavern, not in here. This room.
I doubt it.
Well, it's only the guards would have their eye on them.
Yeah,
so
I think
don't think
they'll be
that's safe
waiting
for them to do.
outside somewhere for us to leave again.
Yeah, they cannot contact us so long as there's guards there. Speaking of, a bit of strategizing here for the moment, because let's talk real strategy here.
Go ahead.
Our main plan is, of course, to get ourselves in the good graces of the Lord of Stoneblood so that Aaron can deliver his speech and hopefully convince him to join our cause. To that end, our two bodyguards are a severe detriment to anything we really want to accomplish. Aside from them pretty much making anyone who wants to speak with us clamp down shut and not really want to say anything, they'll also alert anyone we're trying to capture in order to work ourselves into better graces far ahead of time, even before we can. So my suggestion would be to see if there's other work a bunch of well-accomplished and capable warriors and researchers can resolve in the city in order to get ourselves a better standing with that one overlord so that he lessens our security detail and we can go after the big fish.
Which is?
What was her name again?
Mara?
Mara, the one
Damara, yeah.
Claim towards the throne of Stoneblood. Apparently, she's still out at large. There's a large bounty on top of her head. Capturing her and handing her over will certainly be a coup d'etat in order to get ourselves a meeting with the Lord of Stoneblood. Say from doing something else very important or very stupid.
Aren't we on a little bit of a... Forgive me. You have spoke about, a time crunch, things are moving. Do we have time to look for this woman? Would we find her in time?
Well,
we can't really know. But I agree with you, Amos, that that's exactly what I was thinking as well. I don't necessarily want to spend my time here on a wild goose chase trying to find this Damara.
True.
But it is also right, we have to do something.
Yeah.
Do you think information on how we got here because it would suffice? It is a weakness if they're willing to send a party if the other place is willing to send a party to the Feywild to reach you.
Sending an army into the Feywild to enter Stoneblood is a difficult situation.
I am sure it was already reported to the high echelons that apparently people can just teleport into the center of this of this place. So I'm sure they're already shoring up a little bit security around that center.
Whatever mages they have is currently working overtime, I'd assume.
True. I was thinking about the fact. Part of me was thinking about the fact that it's only Durgar that can get. You need Durgar blood to get in, and the enemy and the people they are currently fighting are also Durgar. It would be.
Yeah, but I don't feel that those Durgar are also very keen on entering the Feywild.
No.
Well, while they're not keen, if that's necessary to fulfill their mission, they would do it. But like I already mentioned, we have already told them that we came from the Feywild, so they would already be shoring up their security around that place. I don't think us telling them anymore would have any sort of value.
No.
The only way I can indeed see our value increasing is by raising our popularity in the city.
Well, I have an idea.
Do you want to buy more paper from the local magic shops?
No, I think I bought everything he owns.
Yeah.
I want scrolls instead, but...
Buy that shop, it's empty. It's gone.
Yeah. I do believe, Harkin, you're on the right path. We're meant to look good for this head guard and whoever runs this place. His name's left me. Why don't we just, I don't know, pretend to get buddy with the rebellion and then quell some of the members. You know, deal with some of the members.
I like your idea. The problem is,
it will be very difficult to do.
It will, but it is within the city.
We have to inform them, the guards, of what we're going to be doing, or else we're going to, be trying to run ahead of them while also running ahead of the rebellion and hoping that nobody in the guard system would be, secretly a rebel.
Well, that's true, but we could then
we're
have
not
a
that
word.
smart. We couldn't do that.
We could have a word with that fellow again and say to him, Drakkar, and say to him, hey, we'll deal with a little bit of the rebellion with your blessing, We'll help out our way. Under his, orders, he'd be like, sure, go ahead. I don't know. Trying to stick to the law here.
At this point, I'm pretty sure the entire town knows we are under watch.
That's true.
The thing, though, as well, is if this Damara person is a sort of high-ranking and threatening to the current rule of Stoneblood, to get close to them, we would have to probably work ourselves up through their ranks too, or earn their trust somehow, which would also then take time.
And a lot of time. Having us kill certain officials of the Loyalist Party. Not a good
Probably.
So, well, I do think that this Wisp individual is not with the guards, and
no,
I do feel like the message
for the true power of Stoneblood, right?
I do feel like she might be, if she could be, either Damara or knows where she is, and I feel this little figurine is related to her in some way. We could wait for the message and go from there, or just take her head.
Well,
could we use the little figurine to send a message ourselves?
Not unless you'd have to break the attunement, and someone else is attuned to it.
Oh,
I could attune to it.
No. Someone else
if
already
you attune
is.
to it, then the person who is already attuned to it currently would not be able to send the message to us anymore.
It's basically like a sending stone. It can only work by leaving the item in someone's possession, and then they can use it.
Like my
would
tooth.
have to currently, I guess, similar. Yes,
Well,
we would have to at least wait until this message, whatever it is delivered to us.
we couldn't attune to this item even if we
Wolf
wanted
wakes up.
to. You can't break someone else's attunement forcefully in most cases.
Good to know.
Oh, there are certain ways. I think the spell magic actually works.
Or killing the person.
Oh, true.
That is the most effective.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure the
That should
spell
do the
magic.
trick.
Oh, well, maybe. I've never tried.
Anyway, I do like where the Cardinal is coming from with the idea we need a way to either very heavily influence their opinion on us that we are on their side, and thus they ease up on the guarding of us and they give us more access. And we could either do that by finding these rebels that they're still looking for, but that is certainly just a very difficult process. Or we go and see what other important people that are outside of their current influence have need of very capable people like us that still have influence in the city. Because, while killing these rebels certainly does something, there are definitely merchants and traders with plenty of wealth and influence here as well that probably have need for our services.
The Cardinal could probably just buy all of the shops.
That is the plan. The next two shops I am
the next
open
trader, huh?
to clearing the inventory of both. It only benefits the group at large.
That potentially could be a good thing too, but I want to make one thing clear. I don't want to, never intended to, stay here for too long. So, another idea that I had, a quite drastic and direct way, it's sort of like look over their shoulders and there's no one there, no one here, no one around,
I'm over here.
That's in a more direct way would simply to infiltrate the keep, deliver the message that I want to say to Deep Iron, was it?
Yep, Corgan Deep Iron.
Yes. Let's go, I got it. To Deep Iron directly and immediately. And then he can make his choice there. If he doesn't, we'll simply leave.
Forgive me for countering you on that, but I'm pretty sure he'll just have us killed.
Well,
that's what I said, like, we would then just immediately leave. No, this plan would, of course, be in more detail than just said, so we have an escape plan, Harkin.
We would also have to take care of our guards, too.
I understand.
I'm aware. We would then fashion this plan a bit more thoroughly, but that's just the idea.
I understand your idea. I'm just vehemently against it because I don't think it's going to do anything else but cause irreparable damage and just not get them on our side. The problem is that you want them to either A, not get involved with what we're going to do later on at your place, or B, join your effort, which requires them to be, for both of them, it requires him to be in exceptionally good graces with you, or you to be in his exceptional good graces. We basically do not have the political lifting power to really do anything. I understand that what you have to say to him might influence something, but you also need to view it from his point of view. Do not get me the wrong way when I say this, but you are nothing to him. A problem maker for that place, sure, but otherwise, you do not have anything but words.
He might not, but wouldn't it be... Dorgar, aren't they always... They're very orderly, shouldn't he at least acknowledge if he does get the throne, and he's treated him unfairly now? Wouldn't that bite him later?
All I ever want to do is to deliver this message, as well as giving him the choice. If he takes it or not, I don't believe me catching Damara will change much, to be honest, except getting us away to him. He will still accept it or not in the end, and I don't think the catching Damara will have much influence on that. So that's why I thought that maybe just infiltrating the... I'm getting spammed. Hold on a second. Who the I'm muting whoever that is. That is really loud and annoying. Okay, I actually don't know who that was, but... Anyways, yes, no, basically just...
Me.
Save time, deliver a message, see what he says there, and then just... It's clearly as we have heard on the way as well, if you remember. Things between Scardeep and Stoneblood are already pretty tense. So, with my message delivered, maybe we can, I would say we could at least achieve them not assisting Scardeep in the matters to come.
Yeah.
An alliance can still be forged later.
How long would it take if we just wanted to ask? Like, if we just tried to get...
I'm pretty sure
I know that it might be a while, but...
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that Captain is the problem with us just asking Iron Blood.
Well, it's also assuming that he's not going to tell him right away. He might just go and say, hey, the former King of Scardeep is here. He says this, what do you think? Want to meet with him?
True. We might get summoned tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll never know. That's the problem.
Yes, which is also why another reason why I order rooms at least for 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If there is an actual sort of chance that we see and know to be able to talk to him, if they now arrive us at like, yes, in 1 week's time we can talk to them, then I would stay for that long. But that's also just like all ifs, and I don't want to really work just hoping for such a chance. I think for now, Ty, I don't know. What time is it?
I do have one question here. Would it be possible to send him a message like through one of my ravens? I'm assuming there's maybe a balcony where he drinks his coffee or something.
Maybe,
sure,
unless our ravens, coming, flying towards the keep.
Yeah, I was about basically sort of
They might
thinking
shoot
that.
it down.
You also don't know what he looks like, do you? So your ravens would kind of just...
What we lack right now is information.
Yep.
And I think Ashblight has quite a good idea going there. You might actually be able to gather something. So I think one of the best things we can do at the very moment is sort of wait at least for like a day.
And it's definitely not worth listening to the reason of the rebellion. They might have...
that is also information I hope to gather.
They could have a better idea.
That's
more willing to work with you.
From you, I think I have to report you as a rebel there, Cardinal. Get a reward.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm speaking of it. I want to capture them, of course. I love gold. I am a mercenary.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out all the ideas while we speak.
They might have something they could use. The problem, of course, though, with siding with the rebellion is that the eventual schism that will see the government overthrown is definitely going to mean that they're not going to support you, but they're at the very least not going to support Scott. I'm just saying that after that schism, they would not have the time or resources to help you with a war either.
Well, we don't know what time or resources they have until we get more information on them. They could be the majority for all we know. And Stormblood is holding on by a thread. We won't know.
I do not intend to support them, at least not now, certainly. But they're also gathering information, like I already said, definitely has priority right now. Figuring out the exact reason why they're doing it might help us out in potentially finding it if we do intend to capture tomorrow.
Spend the day restocking and gathering information. Then we'll see.
Yes.
I wanted to go and find if they have certain specialized containers for these mercenary licenses, because I am fearing as the devil that someone's going to try and mug them off me without me noticing.
You can see if the magic shop has scroll cases, magical scroll cases.
What are they called?
I mean, I was hoping...
The little bands, what are those called again?
But I was hoping to
lanyards?
Like a lanyard, yeah, exactly. Like for
a leather working shop, because I wanted some additional leather pouches. Like carrying various items. I just need some additional weight distribution, is what I'm saying.
Sure, we'll see.
Briarhair pulls out the scroll of the rules. Should we check to make sure that should we read? Should we take a look over these to make sure that we're not going to break any laws here?
I think I'll be okay.
You have the laws of Stormblood there.
I asked for them. I asked for them during my interview.
Might as well. I mean, how big? How many are there?
I have
like lifts the scroll and like it scrolls down, she keeps going, yeah, it just keeps going. Fills the entire room.
Various addendums. Actually, from the moment you got it and walked out of that admin building, it was already incomplete.
Let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We're about the right time. Did I send you the rules already? I have them somewhere, but I don't remember where.
I never got them myself.
Okay, so all right, I'll have to pull them up. They're in my notes somewhere, but I will do that over the break. So that will give me something to do while we're on break. If there's anything else you want to do, make sure you note it down, but we will return in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Go ahead and grab yourself a drink, something to eat, use facilities. I'm trying to find the page. There we go.
Move your token around if you feel like it. Not anymore, Duncan.
Sorry, bud. Yeah, we'll be back. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our new followers and to all the subs. Give subs. We're on the 26th, so not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. We will do a drunken lore night and get into it all. Yeesh. But yeah, thank you, everyone. God, I'm nervous for that now. But it'll be a lot of fun. You don't like what?
I don't like you drunk, Ty. You start sending messages.
You don't have to drink.
You know, you send people in Discord messages just randomly.
I think we need a little bit more money
you're
to
You can
afford
hold
her
on to
stuff.
the card for a while,
Yeah.
at the very least. It's not
We need
useful.
more money. Her stuff is very expensive. We had like 200,000 last time.
Yeah, we do buy at a premium from her, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably save that until we have more money on hand.
Okay.
We need more money in general.
I mean, let's just rob a few things here. I'm gonna be leaving anyway.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
You can do that if you want.
What's the worst that can happen?
Harassed, killed, beaten in the street.
Enslaved.
Enslaved. Hey,
Yeah.
jinx.
So all I'm seeing, all I'm hearing is it's worth it.
Anyway, we're back.
Bum, bum, bum. We are indeed. Is everybody back already?
I'm here.
Looks
Although
like
I will
it.
probably be eaten while we go, so.
That's fine. Thank you. We got some cards being played to you guys. It always helps.
Oh, that's cold. Turn up the heat. Oh, my aunt just texted me. Wish me happy birthday. That's nice.
Where is it your birthday? It's your birthday?
Yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday then.
Ask him how old he got.
Bum, 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 bum.
So we were looking at the rules.
All right.
Cold, 6 degrees.
Cold here too, man.
I don't want to know.
It is.
If it's double digits, it's not cold.
Okay. Let's double digits. Okay.
12 degrees is hot. T-shirt weather.
It's not 12.
Yeah, higher.
6
Yeah,
feet
it's-
is also T-shirt weather.
I think I understand now.
I'm-
You know, it's. I get it. Ty's cold.
I'm not that tough.
He's used
That's
to
what it
sway.
is.
He's used to being cuddled.
He's a climate.
Not as hardcore as
Climated? No.
advertised.
Actually, yeah, that word exactly.
Yep. Alright, so. The cutoffs of Stoneblood by decree of Overlord Korgun Deep Iron and the ruling council of the Authority of Iron. All who reside within the bounds of Stoneblood are subject to its laws. Obedience ensures order, defiance ensures suffering.
Shall I love enforcing the last part?
The first laws of obedience. Number one, the Overlord's word is absolute. The Overlord's decree is law. None shall question, disobey, or defy his will. To speak against him is treason. To act against him is death. Punishments: minor defiance, 10 lashes, 1 week in the mines. Open refusal, branding of the unruly, seizure of all possessions. Treasonous defiance, executed by molten iron. The chain of command is sacred.
Carry on. Sorry, I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, she is reading this like just word for word. Her expression does not change when she reads the molten iron part. It's like, yeah, that. Each citizen has a place in the order of Stoneblood. A lesser shall obey a greater. A servant shall obey a master. None shall rise above their station unless granted the right by the overlord or the council. Punishments: speaking ill of a supervisor, 3 days in the stockades, public flogging. Refusal of lawful... Oh, my bad, superior. Refusal of lawful orders, loss of property, 10 years in the mines. Striking a superior, removal of a hand, exile to the deep tunnels.
Classic.
The deep
I
iron,
know that one.
The deep iron guard is law. The enforcers of Stoneblood speak with the voice of the overlord. To resist them is to resist the city itself. None shall hinder their work. None shall raise a hand against them. Punishments: interfering with an enforcer, 20 lashes, public shaming. Lying to an enforcer, removal of the tongue. Assaulting an enforcer, bone breaking, life of servitude in the mines. The laws of trade and wealth. The forge is the heart of Stoneblood. Only those licensed by the council may craft, sell, or distribute goods. Any who forge without approval steal from the city itself. Punishments: unlicensed trade, seizure of goods, 10 lashes. Black market dealings, indentured servitude for 5 years. Smuggling forbidden wares, removal of 2 fingers, and exile. A bargain struck is a bargain kept. All agreements, spoken or written, are binding. A Durgar's word is as strong as iron. Deceit and dishonor are the tools of the weak and must be purged. Punishments: failure to pay debts, enforced by servitude until debt is repaid threefold. Breaking a contract, seizure of assets, public branding. Fraud against the overlord's treasury, execution by hammer.
By hammer in particular.
That's what it says.
Crazy, that last one. I love that.
Slavery is a right and a privilege. Well, yeah, yeah, number 6. Slavery is a right and a privilege. It's the strong own the weak. A master has dominion over their property. A slave shall not rise above their station, nor shall they be freed without rightful purchase. Punishments: freeing a slave without authorization, indentured servitude equal to the slave's worth. Harboring escaped slaves, branding, exile to the tunnels. Opposing the institute of slavery, death.
Well, I see what sarcastic comments I have to keep to myself about the society.
By the way, Ty, the second screenshot you sent me is really blurry and small.
It looks exactly the same on mine.
Maybe the ink is sort of washed up, you know.
No, I just need to open it on Discord itself. Number 3, the laws of magic. Magic is a tool, not a right. Or section 3, I guess. Only those with the council's sanction may wield arcane arts. Unlicensed magic is a crime. The reckless use of magic is a greater crime still. Punishments: unauthorized spellcasting, confiscation of foci, fine of 100 gold. Enchantment or magic or mind magic on a citizen, removal of hands, and exile. Necromantic practices, trial by combat.
Ah, shit.
That's surprising. Trial by combat for necromancy.
Combat does it say combat against what?
Nope.
Doesn't say what.
It just says trial by combat.
If I had
Hey,
to
little
guess,
necromancer, you go up against the Crusher, and then like a 13-foot tall guy walks in. Like,
Do you think?
if I took a guess, it might be like something similar to what you raised.
Do you think the Crusher gets the name from making orange juice?
No,
I don't think they have oranges
very
down
little
here.
orange juice down here.
Gosh,
They do make a whole lot of red wine.
There is more.
Oh my god.
Number 8. Forbidden knowledge is death. Certain texts and artifacts are barred by the Overlord's decree.
Oh.
Any who seek them out invite ruin upon themselves. Punishments: possession of forbidden texts. Fines: public burning of the works. Use of extraplanar rituals, immediate execution. We're lucky we got around that one. Harboring warlocks or outsiders, imprisonment, loss of property. Section...
I died Duncan at the mention of warlocks.
But Section 4. Section 4. The laws of blood and honor. Combat is governed by honor. Dueling is a right of all Durgar and must be done properly. Any unsanctioned bloodshed is an affair to the order. It is affront to the order. My bad. Punishments: an unapproved dueling, fine 10 lashes, murder of a citizen, death by the forge, assassination of a noble, public torture, dismemberment.
Oh.
Foreigners are not equals. Outsiders shall not meddle in the affairs of Stoneblood. They shall not hold power. They shall not defy our laws, punishments, unauthorized presence, forcible removal, or conscription. Interfering with Durgar politics, imprisonment, branding. Assaulting a Durgar official, immediate execution.
Well, seeing that our presence here is very much appreciated.
But doesn't that mean we can't help out? We're not allowed because we're outsiders.
So what do you say?
You have a license for specific things, but yeah, you can't interfere with politics. But you guys aren't going to do that, right?
You can't have a vote in this city, Cardinal. I'm sorry. You're too.
Well, I'm a Doug.
Definitely don't want one in the city.
It seems that if we want to interact with anyone in that way, we must go through Terran.
Or Blade.
End in Section 6, the Law of Mercy. The Overlord alone may grant reprieve. A condemned may plead, but the price of mercy is never light. A criminal may redeem themselves through 10 years of labor in the mines or forges, victory in the blood-forged pit, an oath of lifelong service to the Overlord. Mercy is not given freely. Those who waste the Overlord's time with false pleas shall be given a swift death instead. Final declaration. Obey the law, honor your station, strengthen the city. Disobedience shall be crushed, as is the Durgar way, signed and sealed by the Iron Authority.
Well, everything that I'm hearing from those rules is telling me that we have to be exceedingly careful. Because, us breathing in the wrong direction can be interpreted as a slight.
Do you want me to drop the images you sent me into money planning?
It's totally up to you. You're welcome to if you
drop
wish to
somewhere.
It's probably not that important,
No,
Just,
it's very important because some of these actually dissuade certain plans we've been cooking up in here.
Do they really? Do they?
Yeah.
I mean, you knew there would be consequences to your action just because I've spelt out the consequences. Does it change anything?
Yeah, well, that gives
doesn't mean that it didn't exist beforehand.
Yeah.
Changes nothing.
I don't know, but maybe somebody wants to warn Ashblade at this point.
What?
I mean,
Briarheart will just kind of
breaking some laws, basically.
Just kind of, Ashblade, can you come to the inn, please?
I'm kind of casing a joint right now. Is this important?
We just checked the laws, and we just want to make sure that you aren't in threat of death.
Is there anything about murder?
Yes.
Yeesh. Alright. I'll be there in a minute.
What did he say?
Jack heard that necromancy is extremely not allowed. Plays a fucking Yumu card for summoning a fucking undead creature. This motherfucker.
The first thing he asked was if murder was allowed. Or if murder is mentioned in the laws.
Has he done anything? Well, as long as all these laws are fine and good. As long as you don't get caught, they don't matter much.
I see that you hang out a lot with Duncan, because that is exactly what I would expect him to say.
We have worked quite a long time together.
He rubs off on you.
Hey, what are the odds that he would just step through that door over there with blood on his hands, literally?
Extremely high.
That would be also a crazy thing to do, because by that point he would have moved past multiple guards and an entire inn to at least a part full of people that I would have seen him.
Exactly.
Anyway,
also someone should maybe stand outside and get him, because I don't think he knows what room we are.
Let him struggle a little bit. There's one more thing to do.
No, I don't think we should let him struggle. We really shouldn't.
Please.
I'll go wait for him.
Why don't
are we gonna go still shopping today, or do we want to save that for tomorrow? We've all had quite the experience already.
No, I'd still like to go today.
Is there
what time of day is it today? Right now.
Current time is correct.
I have no idea.
Alright.
Maybe we should go buy a watch. You know what? Yeah, I'll put that on my to-do list. I'll go find someone that sells watches, this damned underdog.
How would you know if the watch is correct?
Well, I'm just gonna have to take it on faith.
If you want, give me some money, I'll tell you what time it is.
Yeah.
And if you give me enough money, I can tell you exactly what time you want it to be.
Keep your con hands for yourself.
Brian, I could have at least fucking closed the door. Come on, man. This is coming.
I thought, okay, out of character, I thought she would have closed the door. Out of character, she would have closed the door. I just thought someone was following. My bad. Also, the front door is locked.
What?
I think there is just an issue of reach.
Yeah. It's sideways. It's diagonal, that door. Awkward.
Yeah, Briarheart will quickly send a message. What's that? There we go. Send a message to, expected. To Ashblade about that she's waiting outside the entrance to the tavern.
All right, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. All right.
And while waiting, she might just try to engage in small talk, even though that's probably not going to happen.
You can. What do you say to the guard?
So do you drink here? How long have you worked for the guard?
Cough.
Wow, this is torture. I've had more riveting conversations with a cat.
That's fucked up that Ty specifically asked you, what do you tell her, just not, answer you.
She's just straight up sits down on the stair.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I appreciate I assume your boss giving us a list of the rules. It really helps to make sure that we don't make sure that the people I travel with don't break any of them.
Let me quickly check. Nothing. Is you breaking a rule right now by talking to him?
They're like those British guards with their big hats and everything. They won't say anything.
Is she currently interfering with an enforcer?
Well, I mean, she's the one being watched, so I assume that her talking to the person that's watching her is fine.
Who knows?
Taryn.
Interfering can be a lot of things.
But those rules didn't say anything about gambling, did they?
No, they didn't. Though I think it more falls under the legally obtained, without paying taxes towards the government.
Yeah, and I mean, Manny, you would know that there's a lot of leeway in these rules for basically for people to be like, we don't like you, you broke, disobey, or yeah. So
lots of gotchas in there. You did it like this, so it falls under this. So 10 lashes for you. Fuck you. Bam bam.
Basically.
Yeah. After the first few, she was just kind of go quiet and just be looking out at the city.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you had said something incredibly wild, I can't even think of something you could have said that would have provoked him to answer. But other than that, there is no reply. There's not even a flinch. They are just watching you, but they are not interested in anything else. This discipline has been beaten into them for many, many years at this point. So you would have to do something really. Like I said, I can't even think of anything you could do that would.
I can think of many things.
Really? Well, I mean, if you could attack them, but I can't think of anything you could just say. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, no, according to the law, she could just badmouth, Deep Iron. That probably would do too.
that would certainly get reported, but whether or not it would, they'd instantly do something is still questionable. Yeah.
Baron, I understand that our main issue here is time, and I'm fully with you on that, but I do want to emphasize the need for a continuous stream of income. Despite Cardinal having some, and we have some objects, what you want us to accomplish basically requires us to continuously find new sources of revenue to keep filling our coffers for situations where we need supply or where we need to buy friends, if you will. Money greases the palms of bureaucracy like no other.
I don't know if that'll work in a Durgar.
Not always, but it is always better to have money instead of having no money. I'm saying, this city, I understand your need for speed and your constant wanting to keep moving forward, but this city offers us an opportunity to fill our coffers in various ways.
Also, I would usually agree with Amos that should not work. I've come to the realization over the many years I've been alive now that, Durga are in the end also just people. So there will be Durga that are indeed be greased by money, like you put it. So...
Is that your personal experience, or... Because these guys seem a lot more rigid than yourself.
Well, I cannot lie, I have changed quite a lot from my old self. So, but... No, I would love to say that, like, Durga are, I would say a fancy word here if I could think of one.
Infallible.
I guess, infallible and, not moved by such things, but there always will be some.
True. Rebellion needs money.
And of course, whenever we need more expensive equipment or to hire additional mercenaries to help ourselves out, gold is the standard for the world, and having more of it is just beneficial towards us. And we are most certainly capable of using our talents to exploit the monetary opportunities in the city. Let's be frank, a place like this always has need for extremely capable and well-armed warriors who are for hire and not part of the state guard.
Shall we set a price for ourselves then? Something expensive? Out-of-town experts, I'll take that as a no. Fine.
No, I'm thinking, but... What were you thinking exactly with out-of-town experts?
Well, we have knowledge that most of these... I'm assuming most of these Durgar have never left this place before.
Okay, that's off. Okay. Well, I'm not so sure about it. And I think, out of character, I think I'm correct with this, but every Durga at some point in their life has military service, which would likely include some sort of foray outside of the city. So, they all have been, at some point, at least once, very likely multiple times outside the city. On raids or the like, at least. It's required.
True. I guess you're right, but not a lot of them has been to the surface, no? Doesn't that add a little extra coin?
That is true, I guess, but I'm not sure how much interest they would have in that.
True. I've never really.
How far away are we from the surface? How close is Stormblood to the surface?
Not very.
Would we
it's
know?
The best answer I can give you, really.
Yeah. Like how many days would it take for us to get from here to the surface?
Like a week. Depending on which way you go, but because there's no like direct route, you'd have to travel along the Silver Vein first to a point where you could then leave, you know? So, yeah, like a week.
Hmm.
Is that helpful?
Well, it's an idea. Maybe we can think of something that might be worth to someone in the end.
I mean,
Because like I said, we don't necessarily need to advertise ourselves. We just need to keep our ear open and see what comes towards us.
You are right that you have experience of, I was going to say something completely wild then, of the surface, where most people here wouldn't. Like, that is, yes, technically correct, but also, like, you rocking up into France and being like, yo, I've got a ton of knowledge of Japan is not really that helpful.
Yeah, they go like, well, that's cool, I guess.
Extremely niche,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like...
Well, if you can offer like a line between, like, oh, I know contacts that will buy stuff in Japan, you can do it this way. Wouldn't that be like, oh...
Sure,
you know,
and then they'll be like, cool, sort that out. And then you know, if you want to go that route of, like, establishing trade routes, that is something you can do.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not saying
a
we do
quick
it,
thing.
I'm just saying that there's something.
Yeah,
Can I
see.
Not a lot,
can I
but
suggest something, like, even though I'm not in the conversation, because I feel like there might be something we could do with the surface stuff? Like, maybe, like, for researchers, there might be researchers that would, like, want knowledge of what's going on up there.
I guess maybe.
Like,
Maybe
we have current events,
I could tell.
we have current events and we don't have the internet.
We could tell someone about this, like, really fancy ruin in under a jungle, and, like, you know, that could be interesting.
I mean,
And, like, a bunch of treasure and, you know, potential artifacts and
the knowledge to the right
jazz.
person could be pretty valuable. That's all. You know?
Yeah.
No,
well,
I do
but,
agree
like,
with that.
and it could also be, like, maybe trading. So for some of us, we're not humanoid, so it could be trading something of ours, like our blood, for, like, experimentation to see if it works in any alchemical stuff or something from people who are
I
allowed
would
to
not
practice
start
that.
that, because then they're just gonna get the idea to keep you. If you're too valuable, so I will not give them the idea there. No, let's not try that.
Okay, I figured it was just that one too.
I know this one sounds cheesy, but I kind of wonder if there is a quest board out in the city. If there
Might
are
be.
quests.
I wouldn't call it quest board, but there might be sort of a bulletin board, sort of just like with sort of information that needs to be, you know, got out there. So like, hey, shift changes from this and this to this and this now. You know, hey, if you've seen this person, you know, this one person needs to be reported to the guards. You know, like a sort of bulletin board kind of. I think that's what it's called. Right, it's like a notice board, might be somewhere, like, or maybe in multiple places, just to get information to the people out.
I agree with Manaroth. Perhaps there is some sort of mercenary board or something we can look at.
Well, as soon as Ashblade is here, we'll have a chat with him, and then we'll figure it out from there. Also, I feel like we probably should, unless we have something else to discuss, we can probably wait outside.
No, I think that's it, really. I'm not sure about the mercenary work, but it depends what it is.
Yeah.
Is there a law against loitering?
Primary reason why I'm sitting in here is so that those
loiter
guards
law?
aren't watching over us.
Yes, we go outside, still have the tails hanging around.
We're going to jump to outside as Ashblade approaches at this point already.
Oh.
What?
Didn't you have an entourage before?
He still does. They're a little bit behind him, like, you know, walking behind him, not with him. Because that would be improper.
I was. Yeah. She opens the door. God damn it! I need to get in reach again. And just gestures for him. Our room's this way.
Our room? Don't we have separate rooms?
efficiency, they put us. Technically, we have 2 rooms, but one of the rooms is where we're currently discussing plans. Did you just want me to go in first? And she'll close the door after the slaves come in too.
Mm-hmm. They wait by the door.
And she goes over.
Should the slaves be in here?
No.
More a question to the DM.
No.
Is that like appropriate?
It's fine. Yeah, I mean they're with their master,
Okay,
so it's fine.
All right. I thought I don't know if there was a sign outside or something like that, you know.
No, it's.
So what was this you told me about the rules that you were questioning might have been in there?
Oh, I mean, I was just asking if there's anything about murder in there, but it was mostly a joke, sort of.
I see. I got you, man.
Well,
I haven't murdered anyone yet.
What have you done so far? It has been not long, but...
What is this?
Nothing, it's just a question. And then Briarheart thought it prudent that you should be informed of the laws, just in case, before you break anything.
Probably too late for
Which,
that.
you know...
Alright.
I guess Briarheart doesn't need to read it, sort of like, tell her to, just give
Read me the rules. Tell me what they are.
Yeah, she'll hand him the scroll they got. It's right. They're all written down right here.
Alright. He scans through them. Alright, so yeah, basically be a dick, get killed. I mean, this seems pretty standard. Doesn't change anything. I'm still gonna try and stick with the plan. Are we safe in here? Are we talking openly?
Yeah.
I think it's almost as safe as we can. Just don't be too loud. Just don't stop fucking yelling.
If you want, I can open the communication with the tooth, and then you can just tell me, and I.
How many of these can you hand out, by the way? Like, is this just one?
Just one a day.
But then wouldn't he be telling you, and then you tell us anyway?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just speak quietly, I think. If you could hand out more tubes, that'd be good, but one's not enough.
Real quick, Briarheart, you went out there for a second to look. Are those guards sitting right outside our door, or are they sitting right down the hallway?
One's outside the door, the other is down the hallway, and the other is down at the inn and came out to sit with me. Well, he stood, I sat.
Alright. Yielding on the lock and fucking... Well, Holman.
Well, these doors and walls are pretty solid made. So again, as long as we're like quiet, we should probably be fine.
Do you need us to scoot in closer, Ashblade?
So, what do you want to know? And more importantly, how much do you want to know?
Anything that you got, honestly. We know very little. My sort of initial idea and plan for the city went sort of out of the window when we appeared in the center of it, suddenly and promptly. So
that wasn't my fault.
No, I wasn't accusing you, Ashblade.
Let's start with one of the more basic things. We understand that there's already a lot of hostility going on between this place and Scotland. Have you heard anything more about that?
No.
Have you heard anything about the current situation with the lords of this place?
No, not really.
Well,
have you heard anything about this? What was her name again? Amara? Amara.
Oh, I mean, some rebel, right?
Right.
All I know.
Any sort of... Oh.
No, carry on.
No, you carry on.
No, you carry on.
Oh my!
Right, I will carry on. Have you found anything just generally other of note, any sort of event that has recently happened, or the circumstances the city finds are currently self in, except for the whole rebel thing and hating Scardeep.
Did I arrive before you all or something?
No.
I've only been here a couple of hours. I know I said I was going to try and learn some information and whatnot, but I was casing a joint while you know, I ain't learned much yet.
I am aware, which is why I earlier said, like, just to give us the little bit that you know, and then you said, okay, what do you want to know, and gave us the floor to ask you questions. Instead of just telling us what you figured out so far, which is, if it's not so much, that is fine, just say so.
Alright, it's not so much.
Well, but there's still a little bit. What did you find out? Just tell us that if it's not that much.
Oh, fucking hell. You really want to know, because if this goes tits up, you'll all get, like, your tongues cut out and fed to the crusher, and then we'll all get lashed, and I'll blame it on you guys, and you'll all get killed.
So there is a
crusher. As terrifying as this crusher sounds, I'm mildly intrigued just to see it in action.
Alright, good to know. I'll remember that.
Maybe we could swing by the pit later.
There's a Duergar by the name of Duskrune. Varnak Duskrune.
Okay.
Know him?
Oh, Duskrune.
He's an old, grumpy little fuck, and I'm gonna kill him.
And that is why? And why exactly?
Try and gain some of his assets.
Oh, I see.
It's just like a duel or something.
Is he the slave trader?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a slave trader. Yeah, he trades in a lot of stuff, but slaves is amongst that list. He's not a very big slave trader in comparison to some of the ones around here.
So what, have you challenged him to a duel, or how exactly do you think are you going to pull that off?
I don't know yet. I was casing his house when you called me here.
Yes, well...
One of the rules does state that Duergar on Duergar duels are allowed, and whatever is promised is a verbal contract.
I'm not going to duel the guy. Ideally, I don't want people to know that he's dead.
Oh, you want to impersonate him?
Maybe.
If you're found out, it'll be death by forge.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of these rules that
again,
death by
I've
forge
only been here a
so.
couple of hours. I haven't got like a full plan yet, but
very well. That is
I
fine. I believe this
me.
is. Yes, I believe that this is something you believe is necessary for also general goal, right? Or your goal, at least.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and approach him soon to buy some more slaves off him.
I see.
What are your plans for them?
Well,
get as much information from them as they know about him, and then use them to help me take him out. Take over his business.
Well, we do still have some space in this room. We don't need all 16 beds. So... or we can keep them in here as well, unless you have some other space you think would be appropriate for them.
I got no plans yet, but I got a few more hours of work to do today, so you don't need me for anything. I'm gonna go see if I can find out some more stuff. I need to make sure whatever slaves that I'm buying are ones that know a lot of information about the goings on that I need, you know?
Right. People who have been in the circle.
We're gonna do a similar thing. We're also gonna see if we cannot get any... we can also get any information, and we will sort of have a look around town. I'm gonna keep you updated, and if you find anything drastically of note, you can, I assume, through that too, contact Briarheart.
I have to reach out first.
I'll send a slave to find you if I need it.
Very well. Well, you have the manpower now, I guess. So
What
that's
are we? What's happening here, lads?
You mean the general plan?
No. I was under the impression you're gonna go and do Manny's thing, right? Now I'm gonna do my little thing and like try and grab me some more slaves and establish a little, get as many as I can while I'm here, which will lead to me being able to get you some information and help you out, whatever, right? But are you wanting to help me with the murder? Because I was kind of under the impression this was a separate thing and you were like under time pressure to go do that. I was going to take care of this myself, if I'm being honest with you, but...
Oh, that's fine. You can do that yourself. Though, maybe if you just keep us updated, maybe our plans somehow can align again. I'm saying, if we keep exchanging information, there might be a chance that we can help each other out with that plan as well.
The problem
but we will otherwise do our own thing.
Well, the problem is that currently my plan has very few people knowing about it. And then I tell you lot, and then suddenly like 4 times the amount of people know about it. Or 3 times the amount of people. More people know about it,
Yes. Well,
it's a risk for you, it's a risk for me, right?
It is.
But now that, I mean, old Harkin over here crumbled under interrogation the first time. Real quick from what
yes, I am very about that.
I didn't crumple and made an educated guess. It paid off in the end.
Yeah, but the guess was wrong. Yeah. Yes, that was all luck.
What if the next time we're in an interrogation, you make an educated guess? They already know about me trying to assassinate important people in the city, and we wouldn't want that.
Yeah, go tell them that right now.
What?
Look, you can fuck off if this is how you're gonna act. I'm not gonna engage.
Right. Well,
all I'm saying is that if you don't know what I'm doing and it comes to questioning, you don't have to lie about it.
I understand. I think of course we didn't know exactly what you had planned before you told us. You said it was likely very dangerous, but I wasn't quite expecting that immediately to go to assassination. Well, a bit, which is very ambitious, but interesting nonetheless. Well, either way, like I said already, we'll stay in contact. I'm sure at some point, if you find anything important, if we find anything important,
I consider just trying to make some money to buy slaves, but God, people are not paying much around here.
I mean, what have you tried? What have you looked up in that way?
What do you mean?
Well, how would you? Oh God, words. How would you know about that they'll pay much? It's kind of what I'm trying to say, but I don't find the right words.
There's a board outside of the building you were in. You didn't notice it?
You mean the notice board that we didn't notice? I guess no. I guess we didn't notice that.
Well, I guess first it was an unnoticed board.
Oh. Out there.
Somebody called Ulrich Stonejaw. He's a tunnel master. Wants some help with rats.
I remember that.
Yeah. He's paying 15 gold for a full day's work. Not bad.
Rats on.
Gorvak, a miner down there, is missing his favorite pickaxe and is willing to pay 10 gold for it to be returned to him. There's work to escort a caravan.
5 quests. Oh, yeah. Well, we can't do that. We would have to leave.
Pays 25 gold though. Each. Yeah, there was a notice there that got torn down shortly after that was inciting war against Scardy, but that's a whole different thing. Yeah.
Well, we'll check out that notice board ourselves on the outside, on the way out. If there's anything else as well. I think everything has been said then.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think we have been standing out for long enough, and we need to make some time.
All right. Cool. Well, I mean, yeah. Why not? If we're done here, I'm gonna bounce again. I'll talk to you all in a bit.
If you need, we'll need to meet up again tomorrow so I can give you a new tooth. If we want to keep talking like that.
Yeesh. You're gonna be on soup soon.
No, they'll go back they'll go back.
Tooth decay.
How do you make our way? Oh.
Did he just lock the door?
He just fucking locked the door.
Motherfucker!
The room fills with gas.
Now that you know about my plan, I can't let you live.
Oh, we locked the door behind us as well when we leave. Come on, Duncan, get out of here. No!
Duncan is locked in.
Oh, you made it.
How did you do that?
I'm just that good.
Right. Let's go visit some shops. I pull out my map and I...
Of course, let's check out the notice board.
Yeah, we also want to check out the notice board.
There we go.
Out of character, as we're going to do that, I do have to get going because of daylight savings, so...
Okay.
I will see you guys later. For shopping stuff, like, you can spend, like, Briarheart is looking for, like, potions of health and stuff, so...
I mean, we all are, you know, that's...
Yeah.
Checks out.
Aren't we all?
But, like, for, like, what... But, like, I'm willing to spend, like, I'm willing to, for, like, try to spend my money on that if you guys come across that.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'll hit you up.
Alright.
We're good.
See you later.
Alright. Have fun. Bye.
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 Notice board!
Alright.
Where's that?
Outside of the building. You know, the building.
I was that the entire time, right?
Yeah, that's the admin building.
Yeah.
Oh. That's what he meant.
I'll also look on the map attack because I did specify I wanted to look for I wanted some additional pouches and stuff like that to buy. So, excuse me. I'm trying to look on the map to see if there's anywhere where this can be done. You mentioned there were some industrial districts that could possibly have the kinds of shops I'm looking for. I'm looking basically for a leather worker shop, I think, at this point.
You want it? Yeah. You'll be able to find a leather worker shop. That's pretty straightforward. That to do what? Because they'll specialize in different things.
I need a regular pouch, a kind of a specialized pouch for potions, and I'm also looking to see if they sell like a container for these mercenary licenses that can be locked. Small key.
Yeah. You can get all of that stuff. That's all fairly easy to get. All pretty regular. No problem.
And then I'll also see if there is indeed some sorts of potion shops somewhere on the map, something like that. Otherwise, we'll probably have to head for the magic shops to find out.
Okie dokes. All right, no problem. All right, but one thing at a time. So you are. You're going to the board first, yeah?
Yeah, admin building.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's sort of center of the city-ish as well, so, you know, we can then go from wherever to wherever we want, like the Deep Stone Arcana.
And I also realized that we need to find a place that sells maybe clocks, so that we know what time it is.
We can just, like, you know, go by our own time, you know, when we get tired.
Yeah, I want a clock.
Oh, you're paying for it.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting.
Well, back at the admin building, everybody.
All right. So, you head to the notice board. Are you looking for anything in particular here?
Well, we're trying to see if there's any either particularly well-paying jobs or if there's any interesting jobs that could potentially...
Not just jobs, just anything interesting.
Yeah.
Just like, anything interesting going on, anything of note, any sort of changes or notifications.
Sorry, what was the last thing? Connections?
Information. Like.
Okay. There's been There's been an increase recently in the work quotas.
Cool. Good for
There's been a demand in production to be increased by 5%. Across all ore, which is causing strain on all of the labor forces. But is a demand from the Iron Authority. You see a few regular sort of recruitment posts for the military, beyond obviously what is required. So for additional. And it seems like they are opening the boundaries of who is allowed to apply. Still Durgar and citizens of the city. There's a thing about permit requirements, but that pretty much all falls into what you were doing before. There is there's a post about reporting rebels and the reward for doing so. You find a execution notice. There is to be an execution tomorrow morning, or tomorrow between second and third shift. Also here, what else do you find on the board? Let's have a look. You find a notice of tax increase, but it seems fairly minor amount.
Does it mention who gets executed? Or just there's an execution?
There is a name that is attached to the execution order. Yeah. Which is Horner Ashforge.
Imagine it's like we get you. It says like tomorrow Ashblade gets executed. Like in the time it took us from there to here, you fucking did something to get fucking executed. Got like caught.
At the very least, the Durgar bureaucracy machine would be showing that it's working efficiently.
Yeah. Could you write that name down?
I have.
It's in the chat.
There are two execution orders.
That's not.
One for Horner Ashforge, one for Ragmar Craven Grace.
It did not score on for me.
Oh. What a name.
Cool.
There is a notice to all slave owners there has been a minor increase in escape attempts and to ensure that all property is marked and accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
There is a few bounties and job postings, which is things that a couple of them you notice are, the same thing that Holmond was talking about. Same ones. There's actually one that pays slightly better. There's one that is for hunting a cave lizard that has been eating miners for 75 gold. Pretty decent. There is one seeking a messenger, like a courier. They needed courier. Says I need a message delivered to a deep gnome contact. Fast feet, loose lips get cut.
Is that the name of the message? Is it the name of the deep note?
No, funnily enough. You find a couple of other things on here as well. There is one recruiting fighters to the Blood-Forged Pits. Getting people to sign up for gladiatorial fights effectively. There is one for somebody that is looking for work themselves. They've posted a message as an experienced tunnel scout seeks employment. No mining jobs, no guard duty, no questions.
Cave, like a scout is looking for employment, or is someone
it's a scout that's looking for employment.
Okay.
Somebody is trying to hire a duelist to fight in their place. Quite anonymous. Somebody's selling a box.
I was about to ask. Okay. That's it. Just a box.
For sale, mystery box. Box. Unknown contents. Price negotiable. Meet at sundown.
I always saw message posts like
that is ominous.
My country.
Oh. Is that message also that like the text is like shimmering, like half not there, like very ominous aura to it, sort of like maybe we squint and like maybe only we see it, like it seems kind of like scary.
This notice board, what are the notices held up by? Daggers, plaques, tacks, what?
Oh, what are they? How are they placed? Yeah, tax. Yeah.
Okay. Can I take the messenger one and take all the text from it?
Sure. I think there's probably, to be honest, this is a board where anybody can put messages up, so likely there's a few different ways that different people have put jobs up, if that makes sense. But
yeah, I need the text, so when I put our message up, we can put text.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whip out
There's some strange lights being seen down by the. I'll move through these quicker. But there's some strange lights being seen down by the mines. There is there's a requirement if you remember anything about the Iron Oath to seek somebody at the Crucible. And there's one that just says, "Do not trust the bread."
Trust the bread?
Yeah. Apparently, some of the bread is too dense, too durable, and too alive.
This is just like Facebook. It's filled with 99% bullshit.
No, I feel like 99% is pretty, efficient, and then there's, randomly clowns that post on here, like, selling a mystery box. I'm not gonna tell what's in it.
Do not trust the bread. Well, even down here.
Hang on a sec.
Everything else seems pretty normal, just those 2 or 3 messages.
Have a need for grand adventurers, high-powered individuals, willing to do mercenary works, 100% licensed by the city of Bloodstone. Stoneblood?
I suppose it's as good as any.
What was the second to last one requirement? If you know anything of the Iron Oath?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
To report to the Crucible?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is that exactly? What's the Iron Oath?
Does that sound familiar to me, Ty?
No.
It does sound for some reason familiar to me, but, a lot of things do. So, it doesn't really mean anything.
Oh.
Alright, well, that's cool. That's very interesting, That's, I love this out of character. It's great. It's super cool, interesting. Well, so the Iron Oath, does it have potentially to do anything with the Iron Authority?
I mean, presumably. It's kind of hard to say because everything around here is iron.
And stone, and iron and stone.
Sometimes fire.
Alright, well, I mean, that's something. Guess unless there's, anything we need to check around here, we should head towards the first shop on our list.
Alright.
I wrote down all the notice board stuff in the notes.
Cool. So, Mox, you're specifically putting an advert up, right?
Yes.
Is that in the in the notes?
What?
No, I didn't write that down.
Okay.
What are you?
Well, I'm putting together a post in case anyone needs a party like us. Seemingly, him coming to us for help.
I see.
Possibly.
I want to mention at the bottom there that they could contact us at the Iron.
Yes, I was just getting to that. I was putting contact Terran at the. What is it? Iron
Crucible.
Iron Crucible Inn.
The group's name is Raven's Retribution, by the way.
You could mention that we have a god in the making with us.
Not mention we have a god in the making with us.
But also,
Come on, guys.
I feel like we should not post that up yet. I feel like we should gather first some information, because if we post this up and then find something out that we need to do then and there, we might this might just not do anything for us, or lead to just like more problems later down the line when someone comes looking for us. We at least need it.
But that's all right. I can just put first come first serve, highly desirable. They'll understand.
Agree with Bach. We can deny anyone who comes by anyway.
I feel like, I don't know, it's wasting time against the law.
No, I don't think so.
I don't recall
I think
that being
this is
in the
actually a
rules.
good move.
Yeah,
I suppose an official post is still better than, do not trust the bread.
And that is true. Just looking if there's anything that's like false advertisement. We just tell someone, yeah, come here, and then we get it's like, no, there's nothing, and then I don't know.
Well, we are looking for work.
I'm not sure yet if we're actually looking for work right now.
So,
I thought we were leaving it today. No. To see if anything happens for the day. No.
Exactly. We're looking around first, and then if we find anything, we might already have our work. We don't need to be looking for it then. You can write it down already first, but don't post it yet. We will come back around to the admin building later, I'm sure.
You got it.
Well, looking at the map, the nearest store is Deepstone Arcana. I think.
No,
Deepstone Arcana was the magic store that wasn't run by a Durga. I feel like that's my best bet anyway.
Probably.
That destination has Cardinal written all over it.
It has all of us written all over it because we're all heading there.
Yeah, but I'm poor now. I'll have to rob you on the way there.
Okay. They're right there. Please not make the job any easier by talking about robbing people in earshot.
Not people, just you guys.
Are we still being followed besides the two guards, of course?
You can roll me a perception check if you wish, if you want to find out. They're very good at what they do.
I mean, last time we found out, so like...
What? Watch me roll a 1 now.
I was wondering if he means perception checks for finding people in this guy.
I absolutely didn't fucking see them.
I forgot. Let me roll.
Manny, Mox, neither of you are able to pinpoint them.
Okay.
Cardinal, come on, roll at net 20.
Sure, you want this
Briarheart.
one? Yeah,
No, wait,
go.
Briarheart's not here right now anymore, but... No, don't add the fucking self-proposed god in the making one. Don't do that. You told specifically not to add that. It's the one thing. God damn it.
Let's scratch that out.
You should leave that in there. I think that's our best selling point.
Do not enable him.
Alright. Briarheart will tell you that you are most certainly still being followed by other forces. Yes.
Did I see them too?
No.
Well, that's always good to know.
No, it was a contested roll, so you had to be the stealth.
Yeah, no, okay.
That the 16 that I rolled doesn't include their modifiers, just to be clear. Hence the reason 20 was not enough, I'm afraid.
Well, let's head over to Deepstone Arcana. We'll see from there.
All right, then. You all head over. You all head over to the Deepstone Arcana. As you make your way in, there is a small chime that sounds as you walk in. I'm going to change the music a little bit.
It's a tripwire for a bomb.
Yeah.
Game over.
It's a sound of like a.
Yeah, the one shop that doesn't have a dirt guard running it, all the outsiders go and get killed. Every time.
It's the perfect trap.
Like moth to a flame.
The last thing you hear is bam, 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 boom, boom.
Alright. Oh God. If I disappear very suddenly, it's the storm. I just keep hearing it outside. Like fucking raging.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been going for like a week at this point. Crazy.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it. It's not good for the country, right? Too much rain.
No, it's great. It's genuine. Sorry, that sounded sarcastic. Genuinely great. When the flooding first started, when we had those severe floods, that wasn't good because a lot of people died. Obviously, not good. But the rain that we're getting at the moment, this isn't causing the same flooding because we're getting it over a prolonged period. There's been some minor flooding, but like nothing on the scale that we had, obviously, a month or two ago. So this is great because we need the water. Like it's filling up the reservoirs again. But a lot of them are still surprisingly low despite the amount of rain we're getting. Because usually we're just in severe drought all the time. So no, this is good. Like I'm not complaining about it because we need it a lot. Sorry. Either way, you make your way in. As you push the door, there's this small chime, and there's almost like a small flash of light as you didn't realize how dim and drab Stoneblood was until you see something to contrast it against. Inside, there is numerous dark shelves, but each are almost like glowing with different colored lights. There are beautiful tapestries and magical devices and sets of armor and weapons, all beautifully displayed on sort of dummies and displays. And even the ones that display these like suits of armor are mannequins that are actually moving. Like from time to time, they just shift into different like poses, martial poses as they move around. Displaying
That's gonna get an armed response sometimes.
This place feels like a huge. This is the sort of magic shop you'd expect to find in like a human city. It's vibrant and bright and has a lot of displays that are far too lavish and far too decadent and self-important to usually be seen in a Duragar establishment.
Do you reckon they get much traffic to here?
No.
It is a Silver Vein Road, so
I suppose that is
there will
one
be
saving grace. But it does feel like a breath of fresh air. Honestly,
it's air, all right.
Learn that
It certainly is
green
air.
and blue and yellows exist.
All right.
Is there music maybe playing too?
There is a chirping of music in the background. You don't see anybody in here. That's the only thing at the moment. It doesn't appear that there's anybody here. But other than that, there's even the scent of flowers in the air as you make your way in.
Damn.
No, after the Feywild incident, I thought I had enough of the smell of flowers, but a few minutes in the Durgar city really makes you miss the smell of green. Is there a front desk tie with a bell, maybe?
There's no bell. There's a few. There's like there's round tables all over. This is actually a surprisingly big shop. Like real big. You know, it's like an emporium.
Bigger on the inside.
No, it's sunken. Like it's hard to tell how big a place will be because everything's like rammed together and built around each other. But actually, it seems about appropriately sized. Like they take up quite a few of the buildings, but it's a big place. Yeah. But as you don't have to move far into it. I imagine you're moving quite slowly because there is a lot of visual information. As you make your way in. So it doesn't take you long before you hear a voice from like somewhere further in that greets you. As you hear, come on in. Hello. How are you all?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm very good. I'm going to ask a bizarre question to begin with. Usually when I meet folk that aren't Duragar here, I try and be a little cheerier. And then when the Duragar come in, I pretend to be grumpy. But you have a Duragar that's covered in flowers. And now I'm confused.
Mixed signals.
Yeah.
Please allow us to introduce you Terran, the happiest of Duragar, the most pleasant of pleasant, smiles abroad. The man is as happy as a flower itself.
Don't listen to him. He only speaks in sarcasm.
You must be speaking.
He's cursed
some
to live
other
like
time.
that.
Yep.
Clearly not this one.
No, but it is fine. You can behave however you want. I'm not part of the guard or anything.
Okay, wonderful. Very good to know. Well, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Veilthir.
Good to meet you.
What?
I'm Amos.
Are they a Durgar or are they something?
Oh, no, you are currently looking at a drow, as is mentioned, a drow woman. Clearly sort of almost arcane robes of multiple colors, predominantly black with gold trim, but you can see some blue and red highlights in different parts. Lots of jewelry, long white straight hair, very well kept, and wearing glasses that are almost quite literally like rose tinted color glass in them.
I can dig it. Does she have Loftsworn red eyes, or is she one of those with whiter eyes?
She whiter, sort of silvery almost.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure if we can tell in the rose-tinted glasses, but
if they were red, you'd probably see it way more obvious.
Yeah, no, not definitely not red, but yeah. You're right that it would probably be a little bit tinted by the glasses, but you can still, figure it out.
Well, you certainly have a magic shop that defies sort of the standard colorization palette of the city. It is a literal breath of fresh air, I'll admit that.
Thank you. I quite like it, and I get a lot of trade that's not of the people of the city. They tend to go to Duragar anyway, so... But being on the Silver Vein is always good for business. If you ever want to start a shop, start on the Silver Vein. Or... start on the Silver Vein. It's a good plan. Are you looking for something in particular? Can I help you find something?
Just I would like to know what you have in stock. Give me the rundown.
He's looking for spell scrolls in particular.
Items too. Anything magical. It's been a long time down here. I'd like to hear it all, mostly.
Okay. Before we get started, can I ask you another question?
Sure.
What are you planning to do with it?
Use it.
Yeah, but like use it like for
Well,
what?
scrolls
World
and
domination?
scribe them. No. To defend myself if I have to. No, I just like collecting
You're
things.
a self-defense wizard. Got you.
No, I just like collecting things, writing them down.
Well, we are a group of people who
like the devil?
Not that one, but
I see that guy.
your
makes
system
it
is
brown.
flawed.
Of course.
we are a group of people who intends on delving deeper into the Underdark as well, so anything can be really useful. Because there are numerous situations we can help in.
Trouble tends to find us, not the other way around.
All right. Well, I've got some weapons and some armor, as you can see. I've got basically anything you could want as a wizard in terms of, I've got all the usual focuses, components. I've got a small handful of potions, but I don't do a huge amount with potions. I've got a bunch of spell scrolls and some more interesting magical items.
Let's hear it.
Like this one. Here. And she will toss Mox. She's tossing you a stone.
Okay.
It's your
I
head.
try to catch.
You catch it and you sort of look at it. It just appears to be a stone.
Still sending stone by chance.
Oh, nothing so mundane. Can you play magic? Can you play music? Sorry, I was drinking last night, she says.
Hey, you play magic.
To be perfectly fair, I would probably be more adept at the first thing you said.
Okay. I mean, it's only for that specific item. Any of you, musical ability?
No.
I can play some instruments, yes. Not.
All right, great. Go ahead. Give us a little tune.
Do you have any instruments on hand?
What do you play?
I mean, I don't have any specialization in anything, but I have a high enough charisma modifier that I should be able to.
We're not saying that.
Is that what you say?
No.
I don't know what a charisma modifier is, dude.
Do you have a flute?
She will pull out a violin and hand it over to you. You can make me a performance with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Well,
Okay.
and it's still a tool proficiency, realistically. Like having high charisma, the performance to go along with it will be one thing.
Yeah, you're doing fine. I mean, you just need to play it for a bit, right?
What is
I
that?
haven't played one of these in a while.
What is that? Like 150,000 gold?
Who are you asking that to? Sorry.
No, I'm just wondering because violins are not a thing, right? Viols are a thing. So if a violin exists, then it must be really expensive.
Why are violins not a thing?
Not oddly on the instrument list. I don't know why either.
15 with disadvantage is really good.
Oh yeah, there's no violin. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right. Either way, you play, and as you do, the small pebble will start dancing in your hand, Mox.
Just the rock
anything
itself.
else?
It does it.
What do you mean, does it do anything else? Is that not cool enough for you?
It is certainly wondrous.
Wow. Okay, I see. You're not going to be easy to impress. Fine. Yeesh. I've got
If you've
this.
seen half the things we have seen at this point,
What have you seen?
giant, all-consuming snakes casting magic like it's nothing.
Building-sized
Hey.
birds and the Underdark.
Snake people sacrificing reptile people.
I mean, that's
cool. That sounds pretty good.
4-armed giant gorillas. That one will stay with
tusks.
you for a while.
Huh.
also
Cool.
not gorillas, but
Oh yeah, orangutans. Sorry.
I don't think we actually know what the hell those are. So.
Maybe there were other orangutans with it.
Magical
I don't think I
Fey honey from the Fey realm.
Oh yes, that too.
Yeah, so if you want, we might be able to trade you for some of these things as well.
Those are Feywild
we
flowers.
just came from the Feywild only a couple hours ago, which is
Oh,
why I
cool.
look like what I look like right now.
Yeesh. We can probably undo that for you for the low price of 50 gold.
Hmm.
He's seriously considering it.
Well, we'll see at first if we cannot spend that money more efficiently.
Alright. Sure, I've got this. She pulls out a wand. You like wands?
And what does it do?
This. She's going to use. She targets Duncan.
Shoots over
Oh,
me.
good. It's a wand of
That's
smiles.
now.
Are you doing anything here, Duncan? As you see tiny comets, like meteors, fly out of the tip of the wand and veer towards you.
I'm just gonna try and like swat them with my hands like you would flies when they come close enough.
Go ahead and roll me a d20, please.
See if that happens.
They explode.
And again. Perfect.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll me a d6 and a d100. You have.
Oh no!
You.
It's a major one.
You do have the perfect way of countering this. You would need to cast shield.
Yeah, assume maybe Duncan just does it sort of reflexively, right? That's why he waved his hand, sort of.
The first, yeah, that was my thinking too. As this is a slightly modified wand of magic missiles, so they will hit unless you cast shield.
Let them hit.
Okay.
Well, okay.
All right,
But,
sure.
but D6 on the one on the D6 and the 11.
Could be good. You could get something very useful, you know, permanent telepathy.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's cast shield. When you said permanent telepathy, you got.
I don't think that's on the abjuration table.
I don't think it is either, but we're there now.
You really baited him with that one.
Yeah, he just nerd sniped me, right?
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
What is it?
Plans go
So dumb.
Is it the session ender? Is it the session ender? Should we
For the
go
next
over
hour,
what
you
this
turn
is?
into someone else.
No, this is adjuration. As you have never done this before in your life. As you swish away these meteors that fly towards you, you somehow end up drawing a symbol, like a perfect ward, in the air with your hand that seems to glow and pulse for just a moment before bursting, and you all feel this just like radiation, just magic pulsate through the shop. There's only a few things this will affect, but the only thing that is immediately visible that it affects is that all of the flowers on Manny's armor wilt and die and drop off.
Wither and bloom.
Well, you did that one for free.
So
the
you
fuck?
didn't need to do anything for that.
As you dispel that effect. Yeah. Good job.
I could have done that hours ago, man.
To be clear, because Harkin had the same thing at one point, what you needed was a remove curse, which is what this act says as well.
Oh yeah, then I could have definitely done that for him with one of my other features.
Rule number 7, everybody.
I hate Feywild rules.
Magic is a tool, not a riot.
Well, that's 50 gold that we've just saved.
Book 'em, boys! I tell you to guards outside. No, I'm joking.
Do I get the 50 gold now?
Yeah, ask him for it. She points to Manny.
You owe me 50 gold.
Wow.
I could clearly see that was not intentional.
How do you know?
I've
never seen you done this before. I don't think you have
he's
this
gonna roll.
ability.
I'm gonna ask Duncan to roll me a deception because despite the fact that we know meta it was unintentional, he did basically just perfectly draw a ward in the air. Like it was.
I've never seen him done anything like this before. I don't believe he has this.
I feel like
It's
Duncan
my
does
god.
stuff all the time. Like
It's my god powers now.
This.
His class hasn't
Lying
been like
son of a
solid
bitch.
ever.
You're welcome to roll an insight, Manny.
Yep.
Do you have anything to add to that?
I'm actually. Let me actually check. I might. What was it? It's
anything to beat 20.
No, it's not. I don't.
Do you want my inspiration?
No! Fucking hell, man!
What the fuck?
I still sort of say what I said, but I'm not too sure myself, actually.
That's fair.
Like, oh, maybe it is. Maybe he did kill us. Like, I'm still not gonna give you any money for this, though.
Whether you meant to or not, money.
Don't worry, Duncan. I'm sure you'll find a way to throw him back into the Feywild just to pull him out again so that the flowers are back on him.
I'll just rob it from him later.
Oh, yeah, true. We like these things, but we're probably people who are very interested in more high-ticket items, if I may.
But this wand, is it something you need to be attuned to, or can you just use it?
That's a very good point. Hang on. I don't think you do, 5e.
Because if not, this might be, depending on how expensive
I think
it is,
wand and
might be just
magic
good to have.
missiles, you don't need attunement.
Yeah. So, no, you do not need attunement. No, you don't need to be attuned. You just wave it around and wish, wash, wash.
Yeah.
Meteors.
How expensive is it? We actually might consider that.
6,000 gold.
Okay.
6,000 gold?
Yeah.
Actually, I've realized that some of those ones actually go for 8,000 back in the big city. Could be a good deal. Not
Wand of magic missiles for it. To be clear, it is. This is a wand of magic missiles. It is slightly altered so that the missiles look like little tiny cute meteors that go through the sky. But other than that, it's just a wand of magic missiles. Yeah.
How many uses do you get out of the wand before it recovers after a long rest?
7. This one technically 6.
Yeah.
Currently.
I know it's a consideration worth, but just let that one stay on the counter. We might actually buy that one.
Sure.
Unless you have something more interesting and more expensive, of course, then.
All right, sure. I have a lot of stuff here. All right, well, let me see. I also have I have this, and she seemingly from nowhere pulls out a saber. Like a big fucking saber. It's pretty cool. It's a saber of flare. Do you want me to show you how it works?
Did you just show us how it works? Was that the flare?
No. It's a +1 sword. Probably not actually. It hits pretty fucking well, and this is hard to explain.
You could have just said enchanted
I'll tell you what, I'm going to explain to you what it does. Out of character. If this is a +1 sword, she has a couple of varieties of it. Every time that you crit, it causes an explosion.
I like the fake
explosion of
harmless sparkles.
Oh,
okay.
This is just a +1 weapon, basically.
I like the fake
with some flair.
Yeah. I like the fact that she tried to go and explain it, but she stopped mid-sentence and then Ty walked out from behind the counter. I'm going to explain to you how this works now.
That's the enchanted saber that when you, I think in character you can say critically strike, you hit critical strike someone that's not, not necessarily something wrong. Explosion of flare. Sparkles happens.
Yeah.
Well, and that sounds not as surprisingly not as good as the wand of magic missiles. Anything else?
I have. What else do I have? 2 seconds.
I got a lot of things in here only for looks, it seems.
That's not true. I have other good stuff.
A lot of stuff in here, from what I can gather, is more just basic magical enchantments or advanced magical enchantments.
Well, not all of it. What about this? And she slips off of her finger a ring. It seems to be a golden ring, and you can see it's got a very small motif of what appears to be like a hummingbird on it. With sapphire gems.
Sorry, I'm already married. No, that's good. What is this ring exactly?
I can't fucking help himself.
This is called a ring of evasion.
Oh.
Ooh.
These require attunement?
Yes.
Yes.
Ring of evasion is actually Krieger.
How much is it?
5,500.
Put it in the maybe pile. Anything else?
Yes, yeah, I've got other things too.
Anything cool without evasion, without attunement?
I don't have as much. I have.
How about we start at the top? What's your most expensive item? And then we work sort of down from there. I feel like that's maybe more sort of price range stuff.
Her eyes go wide. Did you say that? You want my most expensive item?
Yeah, we might get the most interesting with that as well, and then we can sort of work down from there. This might be more efficient that way.
How much are you looking to spend?
If it's really good, then likely a lot. We don't know what it is.
I see. Okay.
But for what our wizard has told me, he has quite a lot of money left, apparently.
Okay, wizard.
For our last adventure.
Good to know.
Look at
Good to know.
Amos.
Okay, very well. You wanted to be wizardy in nature then, or just anything?
Anything. We just work ourselves. If that's not something of interest or affordable, we just work from there till we find something.
She is going to give you a close eye before continuing. I do have
That's what you're thinking of this one.
I'm not sure I want to give you that. I know you're going to hate me.
I just wonder staff got staff of the Archmage. Someone lost or something.
A running theme.
She would know that you wouldn't be interested in that.
Who wants that? Come on.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I wasn't referring to that. I have this.
Staff of the... Oh.
And she pulls out a large book.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that this book has an embossed front that is very beautifully decorated with several like gems over it as well. It is a manual of bodily health.
Oh.
Is that something of interest to you?
Is that the one that increases your con by 2 or your strength?
What does it do?
Is it currently available to be read?
It is.
And why would you be willing to part with something? I'm sorry.
For vast quantities of gold.
It's a very strange question to ask a trailer. I
What
would get rid of the
exactly-
items. I don't know. because I want money.
Typically, these sorts of manuals don't come up for auction or sale or otherwise. The people that obtain them typically keep them as generational items.
I would like to know what they do, what it does. That would be a good start.
Upon study, it will make you sturdier.
And do I see the book? How big is it?
Like how thick? Pretty hefty.
Yeah, how thick
Pretty
is
hefty,
is
yeah.
that?
Don't worry, Manny. I'll read it for you.
That's nice, but just to confirm, is this one that increases your strength or your constitution?
Constitution.
Yeah,
By
that sounds-
plus
sounds-
2?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Above top.
That could be useful even for me.
That could literally be useful for anybody. Everyone needs con.
Yeah. This game.
Wonderful. What else?
But what is
How-
the
how
price?
much?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a deal on this one at the moment.
Okay.
Ah.
We're in an auction war already.
It's for sale for the low price of 99,999 gold.
Uh-huh.
I see.
And I'd like to affirm that she's not kidding with that low price.
But
Ugh.
you work for us, not for her. You don't have to confirm that. We got
It's a very expensive magical artifact. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. What's next?
I have this, and she pulls out a very interesting looking helmet. This is a watchful helm. Do you know it?
Watchful helm?
I think I vaguely remember it.
All right. Well,
What does it do? I don't know it.
it will make you more perceptive. Increases how difficult it is to hit you a bit. And you can once a day see some invisible stuff with it.
How much is that? That sounds actually really good.
This
It
one's
is really
40.
good.
This one's 49,000.
Alright, so attunement?
Oh yeah.
That sounds like it. Alright, that's actually that's a pretty good item.
Liked it, my crown didn't I? Oh well.
Wonderful. Next.
Oh, okay. What else do I have for you? Shit, sorry.
What are you laughing about?
Sorry, I feel like that wouldn't go down very well.
Do you have a specific magical item? Is it alright if I make a request?
What is it you're after?
Logs?
It's a
Okay.
I write it down and I hand it to her.
What the fuck?
Why don't you say it out loud?
What's up with this unnecessarily mysterious mean? Like,
Well, some people could get the wrong idea.
That's a fairly... that's not too uncommon.
What
Mhm.
wrong idea?
So I'd just like to check if you have one.
Give me a minute. Let me dig around. Wait here. Don't go anywhere.
Sure.
Knox, what did you ask of her?
It's the book on the table.
No.
She took it with her.
Clearly not. Well, no, actually, to be more precise, she placed it back under the counter.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure if you look behind the counter, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Fucking wizards.
I don't already understand the cuntish kind of security system that's in this store. But Knox, what did you ask for? I'm dead curious now.
She comes back with it in hand.
Is it?
It's actually an item that everyone here should recognize.
What is it? Fucking say it already.
Hang on, I'm gonna put it in the.
God damn
I'm gonna
it.
put it in the chat, and let's see. I'm gonna put it
Ring
into
of
the.
mind shielding.
No. Let's see who's supposed to recognize the item here.
Where?
It is a very ugly looking helmet.
Uh-huh.
No, not that damn thing. Wait a minute. Didn't we have one before? Didn't we still have one of these?
Isn't it this campaign?
Yeah, didn't Kinro get one and then he left it behind when he ran off?
I don't know who fucking has that
Very
now.
curious. You would remember something so strange.
Yeah, I have one of these. It's
Why is that ugly thing here again? I hate that thing.
500 gold for one of these. You want it?
The ugly discount.
I do want it, but I don't have 500 gold. I do have things to trade, though, perhaps, so you might be interested.
All right, what do you got?
Okay. I have to summon my chest. Is there a table?
Oh, yeah, and she gestures a hand and a table appears next to you.
Perfect. And I will take out my little replica chest, and the big chest appears on the table next to me. And I open it, and I start digging through. I have all the Kunanen parts in here.
Damn, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe she would be willing to trade for samples of the claws or the skin, maybe?
Do you have a exact list of what you have?
I have a patch of skin, a vial of blood. I know we got some claws. I had the heart that's encased in obsidian and a translucent liver.
Whoa, I'll do it for
And the brains
heart
I
and
already...
blood.
I already ate the brains, so can't have that.
Oh, that's fine. I don't want the brain. I'll do it with the heart and the blood.
The whole heart? That's the best part.
Fine, just the heart.
I think you'll have to give me more if you want the heart too.
As well as what? What about just the heart?
I'm saying, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, do you have something else besides the helmet you give me for the heart? The helmet is pretty common, but this heart you're not going to find right around the corner.
I don't know. I get the feeling all those hounds are gonna follow me anywhere.
Oh, so you do have ready access to these things?
Maybe unwillingly so. But this is probably the best time you're gonna get your hands on one because they're probably gonna fade away when we kill them in the material plane.
Your story changed quite quickly.
Or rather, I would say one is perfectly harvest is this one because it was an at 20 on that roll.
I will give you the mask, 2 potions of greater healing, and And
Some rose-tinted glasses.
no, you're not having my glasses. You couldn't pull them off anyway. What is this? You don't want that. And I'll give you a. Oh, you really don't want that. Where's the section I'm looking for? Can you ever tell me? It's right there.
I like the fact she's just now behind the counter and you can hear her digging through all this shit.
Alright. I'll give you the helm. I'll give you 2 potions of greater healing. And I'll give you 1 potion of fire breath.
It's a pretty good deal, consider.
And a filter of love.
I do apologize. I actually have to go really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, session's over.
Sorry. Yeah, that's
You got it.
strict schedule.
Give me a sound of wish.
Guys.
Okay.
Everyone gets a star. Wish.
Wow, boo!
Yeah, more stuff. I gotta go.
He's gotta go.
See you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Didn't even give his wish.
I think he said something, but I could bet he had. It's on rush. Well, get your fucking deal done so we can cliffhanger on something interesting.
How badly do we want the wand of missiles, though?
Not badly at all. There was just an option. It's not useful.
It's a neat
And a
little
fruitful
item,
effort.
definitely.
I never asked Kinryu, but I actually don't recall what this mask even does, so I don't even know how important this is for you.
It translates things.
Translates things.
I see.
It lets you read any language and it lets you understand other people. Yeah. So I'll take it. I'll take that deal.
All right, wonderful. I'm gonna make a note of that. We'll sort it out in a moment. All right. I will. If you guys are looking for anything in particular, please do let me know for the next session. And I think that'll be an easier way. We can run through it a bit easier then. I put together a lot of stuff for this shop because it's quite a big shop. But that also includes like spell scrolls and armor.
Leather armor.
Leather armor, did you say?
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of armor. Yeah, there's quite a few armor choices. Maybe I'll just give you access to this. Anyway, she has a lot of stuff. So if we go through it next week, think of some stuff you might want, and we can do a little bit of trading between sessions if that works for you. But let's do a star and a wish. So Mel, kicks off.
Yo. I will give my star to Marks, because I think today he had some very choice ideas, both to the planning and then the thing at the notice board, which he wrote like a whole thing. I don't know where it is gone to, but it's somewhere.
Journal.
And that was pretty neat. And then also, I guess this is a pretty good item to have too. I think I do agree that this mask seems very useful to have in the future, hopefully.
For sure.
And also, you didn't spend any gold for it; you just traded some items you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's a good deal. That was a good deal made. We didn't spend any gold for it. So you get a little stuff for that.
All right.
And my wish is, Sorry, stretching. Well, I would say just not survival this time. I wish for just sort of like a sort of a good shopping session, not too long, but not too short. Like a nice, some cool, interesting items. Hopefully, some cool, interesting items that are also usable and affordable. Yeah. Just like some cool, interesting stuff. I really enjoyed already, like reading about the notice board and stuff. I'm honestly excited to learn more about how Stormblood works, what's going on and stuff. What's up with the bread?
Yeah, the bread.
What's
Find out
going on
tomorrow
there?
about the bread.
Yeah, we did order some bread, so like. Yeah. We sort of go take him and bring it, so like outside we sort of look at it, it's like, should we now? I don't know. The notice board said, do not trust the bread.
Do we trust the notice board?
Yeah.
Do we trust the bread?
It would be funny if below that it says, do not trust the notice board. So at the very end, sort of like, no, god damn it.
Some Alice in Wonderland bullshit.
But yeah,
right. Awesome.
Yeah, so good shopping stuff and finding out more about Stormblood.
Yeah.
I like
awesome.
it so far.
Mox, give me a star and a wish, please.
Yeah, I'll give my star to Harkin, because I think he had some great roleplay today. Definitely the back in full force with these sarcasm now that he's out of the Feywild. It's good to see it again. For my wish, let's try and get some work done tomorrow. Tomorrow? What? No. Next week for mercenaries, and so we can come up with some
work done tomorrow too, though.
Yeah. We're still going to do that, but next week for Ravens anyway.
Yeah. God, tomorrow. Yeesh. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Harkin, star and a wish.
I will give my star to Box as well. I found them very useful today, and I think he had some great points as well for various conversations, and just interesting. And for Wish, I just really wish to make some money so we can, buy more things and not just look at things and be like, oh, that's a little pricey. No, I like having my personal funds.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Remember when we were rich? Good times.
Yeah, for 5 minutes, and then that saleswoman came by.
We spend it all.
I want the dragon orb, guys.
I'm completely lost, man. You said you were poor. I gave you money. You spend it. But the wish is to get money to spend money. But that's what you did, right?
Yeah, but then I thought you need to have money in order to spend money.
You don't understand, Tyres at the end. You don't get it, okay? You can't have anything you ever want.
Really?
It's a player struggle.
I'm genuinely just lost. Like, at what point do we succeed in this? Right?
You don't. You will never. That's the whole deal.
No philosophical question. Money, Ty. You always need more money.
Look, I'm not a huge fan of capitalism as it is right now.
Buying our way into power.
Fucking communist.
There's a lot of steps in between that. Duncan, star and a wish.
I'll give my star to Harkin and Mox because they had good ideas today.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. And for a wish, I don't know. I want to do something in the city apart from shopping.
Well, you got some whole notice boards. Remember?
Let's have a fight. I don't know. Let's
Duncan wants a heist. He wants a heist.
Infiltrate the castle. I don't know. Do a heist.
That go into the vault. Just fucking infiltrate the keep. I'll just kind of ambush Deep Iron, tell him my stuff, and then disappear into the night.
assassinate somebody, do something. And I also have plans with the room.
You should have gone with Holman. Get your assassination fix.
Holman is kind of doing some stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Holman is a funnier party than you guys.
Wow. We have been only shopping for 30 minutes. It wasn't even the entire session. He's like already like, he had enough of us.
I think
we went for a stroll, shopping. We'll shift back to Holman in the movie, and he's like sneaking around, like looking through windows and shit, planning courses, like mapping out this slave owner's like routine.
Yeah, I have FOMO now. I think I'm gonna switch to party.
Holman's party.
Oh my god.
Go hang out with your stupid fucking cult follower then.
Yeah.
You can join his cult if you want.
Nah.
Just so you know, if you start hanging out with him, you'll fuck up all of his plans, because one of those guards is gonna follow you right up to him.
Still, I think it might be worth it.
God, he'll be fine. All right, beautiful. So your wish is to do something.
Yeah, I want to infiltrate something. I don't know. I want to kill something.
He wants us to get fucking ambushed in the street and just like, fucking have to murder people.
Not necessarily. I'm fine with a stealth mission.
Yeah, well, glad that you are fine with a stealth mission with your 15 stealth. Yeah, of course you are fine with a stealth mission. People don't all have that much stealth.
Poke those guys that are following us like, hey, what's good? What are you doing? Hey.
Yeah. Throw stealth just, that's good, that's good. Yeah.
Good 20, that's 13.
Easy.
Yeah, you have advantage too, I think, because of the key.
Yeah, with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
20.
Classic Duncan.
I can't roll, man. It's not working.
It's going very well.
No, going worse.
Next one is net one.
Very clear that you have abandoned the actual rogue class.
Oh my god! It is getting this is crazy. Well, thank God you didn't leave us and go. Thank fucking God.
Wait. I think I can underflow. Give me just a second. There we go.
It was like
we're back around.
5. Yeah, it was 5 bad ones. You can't.
Oh, it might be good. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Stop rolling dice. You've got this. You're fine. You're fine.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we
go.
It only took me 7 tries.
Oh god. All right, guys, thank you very much for playing, all of you. We are going to go raid, so please do come with us. Send some love over to Marquee Gaming. These guys are awesome. They are part of the the Greyhawk creatives, and they're doing cool stuff, and they're doing some artwork. So send them some love. We'll be back tomorrow with Symphony of Storms. We'll be back Thursday with Runner's Rise. Friday, Iskloft again. Then we got a bunch of stuff happening in the weekend. We've got a new game happening at some point on a Wednesday. It's going to be every other Wednesday. By the sounds of it, early news for you. But we're going to be maxing it through the 9 hells and getting involved in the Blood Wars and crazy stuff going on down there. But it sounds like a very cool campaign.
Is that a Dust and Blood thing too?
To be decided, but it's going to be pretty heavily based in the hells, so it would be fairly disconnected from a lot of the stuff going on anyway.
Every now and then the collector comes by and he talks about this one group that's been rampaging through his fucking land.
But yeah, basically.
Blood Wars sounds super interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, that's gonna be going down on a Wednesday. At some point, I'm gonna be putting adverts. So if you want information on that, join the Discord. But until then, guys, just thank you very much for being here. Stick around. We got so much cool stuff coming up, and yeah, just fucking great. Thank you for being here, and for all the subs, new followers. We'll have some events coming up soon. But until then, thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Please Send Rachel some love. She is doing some cool artwork at the moment. So I will talk to you very soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.